Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the Chessable Masters Day 1. This is your host Sagar Shah, and my chair besides me is empty for the time being, but not for too long, guys, because my partner in crime would be joining me shortly. But what a tournament we have on our hands today. We have Magnus Carlsen playing here. Three Indian players around him: Praggnanandhaa, Vidit Gujarati, P. Harikrishna. We have Ding Lijen, Anish Giri, Mamit Yarov, Jordan Van Forest, Wei Yi, Anton Guyaro, Shankland, Grandelius Nils, Aryan Tari, Eric Hansen, Gawain Jones, and the young and a very talented Abhimanyu Puranik. We don't have any time to waste because round one is Vidit Gujarati versus P. Harikrishna, and there we go. Has the game begun? Guys, 1 second. I think so. They have started. Oh my god, they've played so many moves already. A warm welcome to everyone here. How are you doing, guys? I hope everything is well. We're going to, and do you know, guys, Vishy Anand is 2 out of 2 at the Super Bet Rapid. And in fact, he's 3 out of 3. Vishy Anand. 3 out of 3 at Superbet Classic that's going on in Poland. Man, Superbet Rapid and Blitz. Vishy Anand is 52 years old. And the man is right now on 3 out of 3. That is insane. I'm going to do tomorrow. I'll do like the coverage of all his games in the morning. But first, let's check out this game between Vidit, who's playing black, and Harikrishna, who's white. It's like the battle of the two top players of India after Vishy Anand. So actually today, all the top players of India are playing. Arjun Kakar says 51 years old here, just saying. Okay, so the game began with d4 by Harikrishna, and Vidit played that very super solid line of the semi-Tarash. Queen takes, pawn takes, e4. We know this. He now takes the queen, takes here and goes knight g5. Harikrishna says to Vidit, I am attacking your pawn on f7 and also on e4. So Vidit defends, and now bishop b5. This was played, if I'm not mistaken, by Anish Giri against Vidit Gujarati. Pilot Proc says, will you make video on all 3 games of Vishy, sir? Yes, I will. A6, bishop a4, knight bd7, castles, okay. Knight to c5 by Vidit, very well prepared it seems. Has 15 minutes 30 seconds. Harikrishna also very nicely prepared. He is right now thinking about his move. What should he do? Maybe Hari might go rook d1, but the position is kind of equal here. Sminil Mahajan says, if anyone has forgotten what Vishy plays like, watch today's games. He plays like a chess god. Oof. Well, Anand, I mean, I can't believe it. Seriously, he plays after such a long gap and he's able to score 3 out of 3. Unbelievable. Okay, king e7 played by Vidit. Now you can't take this pawn because right now it's defended by 2 of black's pieces. So how do you put more pressure on this pawn? Let's ask first question of the day. What do you play here as white? White to play. And we also have Praggnanandhaa playing against, who is Pragg playing today? Wei Yi. Okay, we're going to check out that game as well. Sagar bhai, can Vishy play Olympiad? He can play, of course, but he's choosing not to play because he is running for the FIDE elections, right? He would become the deputy president. So this was the position that I asked what should be played. And let me see how many of you have given the right answer. Oops. Is it not working or what? Ooh. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I have to ask Keith to check out if everything is okay. But the right move here, guys, is bishop c2. So many of you have given this right answer to put pressure here. Rook c8, bishop e3, and this is the position. Let me just... Okay. So right now h6 has been played by Vidit. He's asking Harikrishna to kind of exchange a few things. So knight takes would be a bad move because now I can take with the knight, and notice if you take back with the knight you will lose your bishop here on c2, and if you take with the bishop then here is a very powerful move for black to move. What would you play? What should black play here? Yes, Ilam Parthi in the chat. Kudus Alam, Vaibhav Shreyas, chess codes. Absolutely right. Rakshit Singh, rook takes c3, pawn takes c3, and knight takes e4 gives a better position for black. So that's the reason why you cannot take here, and if you take here then rook takes c2. So the right move in this position is to actually capture the knight on c5, which is what Harikrishna did. He took rook takes and now takes on e4. So if you notice, Vidit now has the bishop pair in the position, but his king is very precariously positioned. Also the bishop and the rook not doing so well in the corner. Carpe Diem says Nihal versus Arjun on 6th of June. Oh, okay, cool. That's nice to know. Rook c6 played by Vidit. Very cool move. So the format of this tournament is that 16 players are going to play against each other, and 8 will be qualifying to the quarterfinals out of the 16. So there will be a 15 player round robin, and 15 rounds of round robin between the 16 players, and those who will finish in top 8 will qualify. In the past, Vidit has never qualified, nor has Harikrishna. Even Praggnanandhaa has struggled to do that, but Pragg did really well in the first major event that he played last time. So let's see. What do you think, guys? Will the Indian players qualify this time to the top 8? Vaibhav Shreyas says his king is safe. I think the main point is his pieces are not developed. Absolutely, Vaibhav. The main problem is that he has to figure out how to develop his bishop and the rook. So if you play knight takes f6, that would be a very good thing for Vidit, because after his king takes, the bishop can move out and the rook can join in. But I think Harikrishna will try not to let the king move away. Also now taking here, let's say for example I play rook c1, taking here would be a mistake, because then bishop e4 attacks the rook and also the pawn, also knight d5 would be threatened, so everything can go wrong. So rook c1, what would you play? What would you think is a good move for black here? Black to play. What would you play here? What is a good way for black to continue his development? Yes, Vaibhav Shreyas, very good. Shivam Jadhav says h5. Aman Singh, I like your suggestion very much. Rishi Sarada, chess is more than fun. Samir Kulkarni, Ekam Diol, Pushkar Gupta, Vaibhav Ayagiri, very good. The move is either g6 or g5, either of those moves to develop your bishop, and I think black would be doing pretty okay. And joining me all the way from the next room is Amruta Mokal. Hello Amruta, how are you?
I'm good, Sagar. Hi. You will have to go a little bit. Yes.
So, Amruta,
Hi everyone in the chat. Long time. What's up?
yeah, everyone's very excited, Amruta, especially because Vishwanathan Anand has just defeated 3 opponents today.
Yeah, I heard three
He
out of three.
he actually
after
beat
so long.
Wojtaszek, Wesley So, and Korobov. He beat all of them.
And beating Wesley is not easy,
Yeah.
yeah, because we know he's such a strong opponent. Oh my god! But
He's-
this is amazing. I think Vishy has been working with all the youngsters, and that surely has made him younger.
Yeah, actually, the youngsters have benefited, and so has Vishy. So it's a great you know something that it's wonderful. Both players, both sides have benefited a lot from it.
Okay, so what's going on, Sagar, in the games?
So right now we have just checked Vidit versus Harikrishna, and that is going on. We can also get Praggnanandhaa on our screen.
Definitely.
Pragg is playing against Wei Yi.
Ah, we have Wei Yi.
Yes, not Wei, no, Wei Yi.
Wei. I said Wei. Ved Bodal says, Hi Sagar, would love to come and play in Chess with India camp at Phoenix Mall soon. Amazing, Ved. Please do come. Oh, Rayan MD is in the chat.
Hello,
He
Rayan.
says hello.
Oh, look at Pragg. Pragg, we can only see half his head.
Sachin says, hello. The youngest viewer today is 9 months old Arya for sure. Oh, great. Hi, Arya.
Yeah, Sachin has named his daughter Arya, and also Surya Ganguly's daughter's name is Arya. So that's very nice. Wei Yi is playing with the black pieces. Guys, you must know about Wei Yi. Although he has not been in the news recently, he was one of the most talented youngsters. In fact, he still holds the record of the youngest ever player to cross 2700.
True.
He did that at the age of 15 years and a few months, if I'm not mistaken. And right now, he's playing against one of the names in the chess world that many are dubbing to be the next big thing in the world of chess, Praggnanandhaa. E5 has been played here. Queen E3, you need to protect the E4 pawn. Bishop to E7, and now a very important maneuver happened in this position. Let's see if you guys can think of it. What is the move that Praggnanandhaa played here? It's a very important idea. Yes, Kshitij Chaudhary, chess is more than fun. Soham Kamotra, Prabhav Saxena, Yash Kamani, by the way, Karnani. By the way, guys, Soham Kamotra in the chat is the reigning under 18 national champion of India. And he's from
the world champion. Who knows?
Yeah, he's from Jammu Kashmir and very talented boy. We did interview him. If you haven't checked out that interview, please check it. It's one of my favorite interviews in terms of quality of his chess. He plays like Karpov in that game. Very nice game. And the move is knight d2. All those who said knight d2, fantastic job.
Yes, Ilam Parthi has also mentioned knight d2. Amazing.
In the same tournament, under 18 nationals, Ilam Parthi, I think, finished, or maybe he finished third in under 14 nationals. So Ilam Parthi also doing quite well recently. So guys,
Ilam Parthi, we missed streaming with you. So maybe one day you can join in if you're going to be free.
Yeah, please do join in. It would be very nice. I know you sleep at 10:30, so you can commentate on one game.
Third in under 18. Okay, this knight d2 is an interesting idea, Sagar. You're going to c4.
Yeah, you go to c4, you put pressure on these 2 points, and later you can move the queen somewhere, and then you can put your knight on e3 and look at the d5 hole in the position. So knight to c5, he's now putting pressure on the e4 point. So Praggnanandhaa actually in some pressure, I would say, because Amruta, if black gets d5 successfully, then white would be having no advantage.
But that's not possible, right? Like right now you have an option of f3 or maybe bishop Yeah, no, F3, yeah.
Yeah, F3 is right. Let's say you
Oh,
play
wait,
here.
one second. Am I missing
And
any tactical ideas with D5, Bishop C5 by any chance?
no, right now maybe not. Oh, that way.
One
Huh.
second. The idea was
Look
if
at Amruta.
D5, if
She's thinking if the bishop comes
yeah,
here.
E5 would be a blunder. Not a blunder. Knight B3.
Okay.
Still not a blunder. Whoa.
And you know, Amruta,
Why?
I can even take this. And if
Uh-huh.
you play bishop to c5,
You get only two pieces, right?
yes, but I have this amazing pawn. And let's say
Which? D5.
d5 pawn. And I have attacking here. This is a crazy
Yeah,
position.
I mean, it's all about assessment here.
Yes.
Because you think you're winning a queen for two pieces. Wow, I can't even believe this is better for white.
Yeah, white looks better here, and for just two pieces and one pawn, that is amazing. But also you could do d6 in this position, which is a very nice move, intermediate move. And if you take bishop d6, I can take with the knight. So that gives white a winning position.
So yeah, d5 is not to worry right now. So f3 is possible, and for rook d8 we can see. Like now your idea is going to be d5.
So if rook d8,
f3.
sorry, f3, rook d8, and now maybe Pragg can already think about b4, Amruta, kicking this knight away, and or a5, putting pressure on this structure, and then the knight can get in. So I think Pragg has a good position, but he actually went for bishop f3, Amruta. That is a very...
Actually, I like this move better than f3 because it also controls d5. You know, there is one extra defense there. The second thing is your diagonal.
But what about this knight might hang?
You mean knight takes e4 directly? Could it be a problem?
I don't
First
think
question.
knight takes e4 might have been possible here, because knight e4 loses to knight takes e4, and if you take on c4, I have knight takes f6 followed by b7 bishop hanging. And if you take here, I will take with the bishop. Once again, this is hanging. If you take on c4, and if you take here, then I am winning. So
You're defending.
somehow it's not so simple to win this knight tactically. And Pragg plays chess this way. He plays chess on the edge, Amruta.
Yeah. No, bishop f3 is good. I like it. There's more space also somehow for white.
Yeah, let's see if that works. By the way, Chinmay Kelaskar has become the member over here. Chinmay Kelaskar, thank you so much for becoming backer of Indian chess. Vidit versus Harikrishna. Going back there, Amruta, things seem to have worked out for Vidit. You can see Vidit super focused. Amruta, this is also a battle of India number twos in a way, because both of them have been fighting for that spot since couple of years. And now Vidit has around a 20 elo point rating, around 18 points. But Harikrishna always close there, and he actually, after rook to c6, played bishop b3 in the position. So Vidit managed to capture, and now if you look at the position, Vidit feels that he has that thing where he can take over the initiative in the position.
Do you think so? Like, my question is, in this position, Sagar, how do you assess it? Like, it's totally equal, or anybody has any initiative? And if yes, then why?
I feel that black can be slightly better, Amruta, if he manages to put his bishop here and put pressure here, because in such a position where there are pawns on both sides of the board, like in this case, then the side with the bishop has more chances than the side with a knight. So imagine a situation where you take, and play, let's say, rook c1, just as an example. Okay. I will take here, rook takes, and then maybe I will play f5, pushing the knight away.
Knight c5 check, and that's a rook endgame.
Yes, but look at this.
Black's king is way better.
Now look at this king. And I can go rook d8, threatening a back rank mate, Amruta. You have to be careful.
Oh, okay, you're not leaving a chance. Good
so if you do rook c7, then you know what's going to happen. So rook d8, and then even if you try to wriggle out here, I can come to the 7th rank. My king is active. So this is just an illustration that things can go wrong for white if he keeps exchanging all the pieces, because black king is in the center.
So in fact, you're saying white has to do something where there is some pressure on black king because it is in the center.
Yes.
Like rook e1 and things like that.
Yeah, he should try and put pressure, I think, with rook e1 somehow, but it's not going to be easy.
By the way, Vidit is wearing a very different shirt, very nice shirt.
Yeah, he's wearing
Orange today.
pink, right?
Ah, I remembered you're colorblind. Yes.
Guys, is it
That's
pink?
orange.
We have around 1,000 people watching. Guys, pink,
But
pink,
one second, I have a
pink
big problem.
or orange?
Because statistically, YouTube viewers are 90% males, okay? And then mostly males are colorblind.
Pink,
No,
pink, Amruta, no one is
men
saying
are
orange.
colorblind.
Okay, some
Men are
oranges have come.
Come on, guys. No, it's not pink. It's orange. How did I even try this? Except this
Thank you, guys.
challenge.
Thank you. Everyone's saying
I
pink.
think I'll ask Vedika. She would be the right.
What, Vidit? Oh, by the way, Amruta,
Yeah.
it seems Wei Yi has blundered something or what? Because no, rook a d8, Pragg went queen e2, and now Wei Yi found this move knight e4. Just when
Okay, 94 weren't you considering?
Yeah,
That
just when it seemed like that was protected. But here's the point: if you take, which Pragg has taken, then knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes, and here is the very important move that was played in this position. And I think there's no point in asking the chat because it's already there on our live board.
Acha.
It is d5.
It is d5.
Yes.
But rook d5. Now you can ask them what happens.
Yes. Guys, what should black play here? Many people are saying, Amruta, it's peach color.
Yeah, peach is good. Neither you nor me. What do you want?
By the way, guys, I have upgraded my water drinking methods to at least something which is like with it.
Matching with its rating, na? Peach, yeah, peach, guys. Venkateshwar Reddy says, "Where were you, Sagar, when Vishy crushing all? We missed your high-pitched screaming with excitement."
I'll come soon. You know, I have had some things happening at my end recently. Also, my father's health was not very good. It is now all under control. So sorry for being a little bit off the streaming and all. But now everything is back, and I think we will also try and our best to cover Vishy's games. Of course, doing like 3 hours of that and 4 hours of this might be a bit too much, but I'll try to at least do highlights of Vishy's games and so on. By the way,
So,
the right
question,
move
did you
is
get the answer?
rook takes d5. Have people said rook d5?
Yeah. Soham has sent the full answer.
Soham, of course, very
Rian.
strong. Rook d8, Amruta, and there is a back rank. This back rank stuff always keeps happening.
Yeah.
And when the queen moves here, what is the problem now? Of course, I'll just take queen takes c4, and this is over now because black is clearly better attacking here. So Pragg is not going to fall for these things. Rook d5. He actually played queen takes e5, and after d takes c4, once again look at Wei Yi, so sharp. You can't take the queen because of a back rank mate. So he goes bishop f4. Very good move by Pragg. And I think this game is going to end in equality. What do you think, Amruta?
Now a lot of simplifications have happened. True, most probably looks like that.
Yeah.
But Praggnanandhaa fights generally until the end. So you have to see also time pressure element. He is 5 minutes lower on time.
Yeah.
So we will see.
By the way, Rayan Mohammed has been asking continuously, who do you think will win national schools under 13? I very much think that he might be the leader of this.
Rayan, are you playing Orissa and in Orissa and
So,
what's here? Yashika has asked, sir, how to teach a 6-year-old kid who gets confused with every piece move.
Yeah, it's not simple, but I think there are many ways, and of course, we are trying to develop something.
Yeah.
Uh,
But one is also you
Amruta.
can just play. No, my
Amruta is like, my style is first I will finish the work before announcing. No announcing before that. While many of the times I get excited, I want to share it with you guys, and I share it, and then many times it is delayed or does not happen and stuff. So, well, all I can say is that Yashika, right? Something is coming up for you.
But
And
also one more thing is just keep playing. Yeah, like playing is one important thing where people do improve. Like it may not be immediately understood like the next game, but after 100 games you're already going to see the difference. It is so natural
no,
to not play.
but the kid doesn't know how the pieces move.
No. तो खेलते खेलते आ जाता है
तो खेलेंगे क्या?
अरे जैसे खेल रहे हैं ना कि ये वो गलत जाएगा पॉन के साथ तो बोलेंगे बेटा नहीं ऐसा चलता है पॉन फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू गेट इट
But
ऐसे
there
ही
are
तो
so,
सीखा ना तुमने चेस कैसे सीखा घर पे
I don't remember how I learned chess. Like my father taught me the moves, and I think I was
हाँ वही
old
तो
enough
गलत
to
ही
learn.
करते हैं ना that's what संकेत जोशी on that note is the member for 5 months and he says सागर भाई वो के टीजर के बारे में बताओ जरा
The Chess Base India Originals teaser, guys, this is going to be something very big. In fact, none of you have managed to guess it, and I don't blame you, because Abhyudaya, who made the teaser, was very smart. He made it as confusing as possible, so it's very difficult to guess. But it will definitely be something that you will be like, wow, and maybe you would like to come to Mumbai at that point. Amit Panchal, thank you so much for your super chat. By the way, Harikrishna played this move Bishop D5, Amruta, and Vidit could have actually captured and played Bishop G7 in this position with the rook coming to C2, but instead he went directly rook C2, and Hari said, "Thank you, Vidit, for this free pawn." Vidit said, "Hari, you may take another free pawn if you like with bishop takes a6, but in return, what will happen is that after bishop takes b2, my other bishop will look here, and maybe your rook will run out of squares."
so it's after rook b1 bishop a2 black is winning an exchange
Yes,
right
black is winning
and
this
this
position.
but even if you win the exchange 3 versus 3
No,
on
but
one side
this is winning, Amruta, because also the rook is very active here. The other rook is joining in. But here is a very key move that White has, and I would like to ask the viewers, what should White play here?
nice Amit Panchal, thank you for your super chat. He says, good stream.
Asim says, Sagar bhai, tell us something about this new player, Wei Yi. Asim, I just mentioned it a few minutes ago that he is a phenomenal player. At some point, everyone was talking about him like what people do about Firuza right now, but he couldn't reach the same heights, but he was faster to
Yeah.
reaching 2700 than Firuza.
I mean, right now there is no justice to his actually world ranking because in World Juniors when he was in Pune, we really thought he would be in top 10 very soon.
Yeah, he was the world. He became, I think, top 30 in the world at the age of 15 or 16. So everyone was like, he will become the world champion. But that's the thing about chess. Stagnation occurs. Some situations occur in such ways that you slow down. Only the most, only the people with the highest willpower, the ability to keep fighting, to keep looking for their opportunities are able to keep progressing. I mean, it's not an easy thing.
Sure. Yeah, we have the answer. Soham, Prajwal, Srilata, Mahish, Savite, Suvidha, Soham Saha, Abhinav Ram, Ilam Parthi. Yeah,
Bishop d3.
Bishop d3.
And it attacks the rook. And if you take on a1, I'll take on c2. Meanwhile, the rook runs out of squares. And if you go back, then now I can save it with rook b1 and white is okay. But look at what has happened, Amruta. It seems like Harikrishna didn't want to go for it, so he went bishop d5. This allowed Vidit to snatch the pawn on b2, and now Hari took on e6. So his idea is that if you were to take on a1 in this position, then bishop b3 is a very good move attacking the rook. Now rook can either like
Rook E2 is
you can't
forced,
take
right?
this, right? I mean, you can't protect the a1 bishop.
Yes, so
So you
rook
go
E2.
rook e2, and then my other piece drops back to attack here, and eventually I win this with two pieces for a rook.
Yeah, this is unpleasant for black.
So Vidit here instead could have played fe6, but you always want to keep your structure together. So he takes with the king. But this, I think, allows Harikrishna to get in with rook d6 check and then move his other rook to e1.
So is the black king going to be in any kind of danger?
Yeah,
by
like
chance?
here, and then maybe f5. If you move the knight, then I take your rook. But then I have f4 check, king f4, and somehow
very
this
precise.
king is a little bit in trouble, here. But all of that did not happen because Hari played rook a b1. And once rook a b1 has been played, Vidit brings his other rook.
Oh yeah, so isn't it like bishop versus knight?
Bishop
already
versus
better?
knight is a better deal for black. And also, why black has one more advantage, Amruta. What is that?
The rook and bishop versus rook and knight, right?
No.
And king is in the center, right?
King is more active and the white king is passive. So just as an example, if you play like let's say h3 here, then a very good move for black would be, let's ask the chat.
Okay.
Oh, we have Vivaswan Damle who says, hello Sagar Amruta, how are you doing? Always Vivaswan sends us either a super chat or a message, and he has been a pillar of Indian chess for 18 months. So thank you so much, Vivaswan. Waiting for interviews of all Olympiad players. In my game, I have noticed that after crossing every 100 points, I drop before I gain again. Why could it be? So Vivaswan, first of all, I am going to interview all the players of Olympiad. I started with the trainers. Today I put up Boris Gelfand's interview. Something very interesting is coming up with him as well. I have not put the entire thing. By the way, did people say rook c1?
Yeah, a lot of people said rook c1, including
Rook
Ilam
c1.
Bharati. Rakshit says rook c4.
That's also a good move, but rook c1 is very clean because in such a position with a bishop and an active king, the king is entering this way and you are going to be in trouble. So black is much better in such
a lot
positions.
of people had suggested f5 also, Sagar. How was the move f5?
Yes, it's also a possibility to play f5 and a good move. So many good opportunities there.
So you can say this position is already much pleasant for black because even a few moves which he considers are anyway so good.
Yes, but Harikrishna is a very good endgame player.
Right.
And
look at his time. He has 4 minutes, whereas Vidit has only 1 minute 41 seconds. Interesting.
He plays rook e1, threatening a discovered check, and Vidit says, I don't care. You can go wherever you like. He plays f5. And this is going to get very exciting now, guys, because where does the knight go? The knight can go to c3, c5, g5, g3. These are a few squares that the knight can go to, also d2, because there's a check to the king.
The knight looks little bit in the danger all the time.
D2.
Yeah, why? Because there are very less pawns to give support.
There's no outpost.
Yeah.
So the knight loves
being
squares
supported.
Where it can sit, and yes, he's got one square here on f3 where it can be safely.
But then it is not in opponent's camp anyway here. So
and also g5, g4, not to forget, the knight can get kicked.
So we have to see whether Harikrishna can defend this because it is not like really bad or something. It is slightly bad.
Yeah.
What is your prediction for this result, Sagar?
I have a feeling that it might end in a draw. But Vidit,
I have a feeling that Vidit is going to really push hard here with black.
Rook d8.
It's going to be difficult for Harikrishna.
But rook d8, what's the plan now? Because
plan
d2,
is g5, g4 and then rook d2 as you had mentioned earlier.
Because d2 is controlled by the knight, so Amruta says let's kick the knight away and then get our rook.
But one worry, Sagar, rook b d1. One worry, one defense.
Yes, but we know this, Amruta, that after takes and already rook c1, you get a very preferable endgame. Maybe not as much because the king is kind of locked in by the knight.
Ah, when the king was on e6, it was faster.
But I can do bishop a3, defending this square from a check and attacking this.
Soham says a5, a4, a3 can also be an idea.
Yeah, for sure.
And Ilam says Carlsen and Anish drew.
No, Carlsen drew with Aryan Tari.
Acha.
By the way, today is the Independence Day of Norway and the two Norwegian players played each other.
Oh, and look at this design. Oh my god.
And Anish versus Grandelius drew. And Wei Yi versus Praggnanandhaa is around equal. Maybe Pragg is thinking he can push. But look at this. Hari gets his king in. Vidit goes rook d6.
D6, what is the idea? I think maybe wait. He's trying to find a plan or what exactly?
Yeah, I think it's just a move to at the end maybe move the bishop, then there would be a check here. So he's just blocked it.
Because now I think in this position, if
Yeah.
I go rook d1, my king is also closer.
But this
Okay,
is what
rook d2
Harikrishna does
yeah,
so
one.
well. He exchanges the most active piece in black's camp, and now this is roundabout even. Because white
The white
has,
king is now
yes,
active.
exactly.
Okay. So it was not so easy, yeah. Especially like if it is a classical game, then you can really think and strategize. But for a blitz game, this position is very difficult to find absolute accuracy.
Also, when you have just 1 minute in hand, I mean, it's difficult. And by the way, he went back.
Why did he not go king d3? 1 second, Sagar. Can you tell me that? I mean, isn't it only natural to go king d3?
Yeah, I think so. That would have been a good idea, Amruta. But somehow he has gone back king f1, and now after bishop a3, I still feel that Vidit has some chances here to push. But how much is it? Can you go
I
g5?
doubt. Yeah, g5 he has to start right at some point.
Ilam Parthi says bishop a3, bishop c5 is a slight problem. Yeah. Oh, after king d3 he says. So after king d3, bishop a3 with the idea of bishop c5.
So f2 pe pressure. Okay.
Yeah, but there is knight d4.
Then rook d6 and
Then king
something.
c4. I mean, why?
So he had to calculate. That's why he didn't go.
Yeah.
He anyway trusts king f1 also, and position is fine.
So now knight d2 has been played. You can see, Amruta, that Vidit, with his very good string of performances at the Rapid Championship, looks a lot more cool, calm, and composed, because when you have played the top players in the world every weekend and have managed to finish in top 10, I think, or top 8 over there, then your confidence is definitely on a high.
Yeah, absolutely true.
Look at this move. Bishop a5. If the knight moves away, then there is a direct mate on e1. So bishop a5 can be possible.
I'll have to go back rook c2.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Now maybe you
50
can go
seconds.
g4 now.
Yeah, g4 or maybe f4. Amruta, 50 seconds for Vidit. 3 minutes 24 seconds. h5. So the engines are crying that it's 0.00, but it's not so clear, guys. For sure, Vidit is the one who's putting a slight pressure in this position. And
Rook endgame.
Yeah, this is like offering a draw.
No, once again, if I go g4,
h4 maybe, yeah.
Nah, that is too unrealistic.
Yeah, this is going to end in a draw now. I think with its last move was, but look at Hari there. Maybe he's takes here, and now, yeah, rook d5, good move. Keeping pressure here, he will put his rook on a5, put pressure there.
The king pawn endgame would be winning for black. And they'll repeat.
Yeah, that's a draw. So Vidit there shaking his head, but a very nice game by both of them. Actually, Vidit pushed quite a bit there, but Hari
Yeah.
hung in there very strong. So that was a good finish. And
And
let's
he Vidit
quickly
is
go
not
to,
very happy. Like he understands he had a better position,
yeah.
but it was not so clear how to really take the advantage.
So going to Praggnanandhaa's game against Wei Yi, it's around equal right now. And Amruta, I also want to have the young guest GM in the world on the screen.
Oh.
Abhimanyu Mishra is playing against David Anton.
Wow. Too young. How old is Abhimanyu right now?
Abhimanyu is around 13 years now. I think he's just turned 13.
Amazing. Rayan asked, sir, will you come to Pune International? I don't think right now anything is fixed, Rayan. So
Yeah.
even if he says no, tomorrow he might just sit in the taxi and go to Pune. So, don't know.
This time CCT field looks weaker. But Rakshit, if you look at the players, say Magnus is there, Anish is there, right? You have Ding Lijen, you have Mamedyarov. So these are top four players in the world. Then you have Vidit and Harikrishna. Yeah, I agree with you that many times there are 6 to 7 very strong players in the top world 15, but maybe here there are 4. So yeah, very good chances for our Indian players to do well. Yeah, because the two events have clashed, Amruta, Superbet Grand Chess Tour.
Ah, that's why.
So Aronian is there,
Got it.
and many other players are there. So Abhimanyu is US based, but he is actually Indian origin. Like his father is from India. So, but Abhimanyu represents United States here, and he is in some trouble in his first game. It won't be easy for Abhimanyu facing
Oh,
all these
the night end
top
game. Yeah,
players.
already is a pawn down.
Yeah.
So yeah, David will convert this. By the way, in Praggnanandhaa's game, is there any possibility like no, the pawns are on the light square. In fact, I would actually worry about this pawn at some point. But his queen is just too good of a defender and attacker as well. I
Yeah.
think Praggnanandhaa doesn't have much chance here.
This might end in a draw. Yes. Actually,
Yeah,
Amruta,
27.
since we have bought this, I have started to drink a lot more water, no?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh? I almost finished like 2 bottles today.
इतना विदित का copycat. We didn't buy this bottle.
Yeah, it was a gift from someone.
Muddy Magician says Matka King Sagar. Matka King Sagar.
Let's see how quickly I can finish this one. It's full.
Omkar Chakradhar says GM Potion.
Parth G says, what a comeback for Anand. He has beaten 3 players in a row. Absolutely. Yeah, I can't believe that Anand actually scored 3 out of 3. I am still in quite some shock. I mean,
That's what Vishy does, I think.
we
many
don't, we
times.
wouldn't ever think that Anand may not achieve this. But every time, like the last time he played Rapid, it was at Gashimov Memorial. We were at the after the World Championship. Remember, we were in
Right,
Dubai
I
still, and he
remember,
was
I
playing.
remember.
And there, he finished last in that field, and everyone was like, "Okay, Vishy, time to pack your bags and retirement." Oh, he's now going to fight for FIDE presidentship. He's going to become the deputy president if he wins, and if Dvorkovich wins. Uh, oh, he's helping all the youngsters and all. And then all of a sudden he comes here and beats Wojciech, Wesley So, and I think it's just a great way to remind yourself that when people say that something is not possible, just remember Vishy, because he doesn't argue with them, he just plays and he lets his moves do the talking. Meanwhile, Praggnanandhaa and Wei Yi have drawn their game, so that game is also drawn. Let's quickly go to the game of Abhimanyu with Anton Guiharo. This one seems to be going Anton's way. Too many pawns there.
Krishna Subramaniam says, love your stream, Sagar bhai, keep up the good work.
Thank you, Krishna.
And Vishal Bansal has become a new member. He is the backer of Indian chess, Sagar.
Thank you, Vishal. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. And also, guys, remember that all the money that you have been contributing through the memberships is going to chess players always, as promised. There might be time that I'm taking in finding the talents, because I want to make sure it goes to the right hands, but they are all going to the players.
Prachi Jain has asked, can you help telling if the volunteers list for Olympiad is announced?
Not yet, but they are interviewing people and one by one selecting them. They need what, around 300 or 400 volunteers, Amruta. That's the requirement. So guys, if you apply, the chances that you will get selected, if you have filled the form well, are pretty high, because there is a lot of requirement. It's a huge event. There are so many people who are going to travel all across the world to the Olympiad. So do try and apply.
Vishal Bansal says, you have not enabled gifted members.
What is that?
What is gifted members? I don't know. Venkateshwar Reddy says, I want to send money on happy occasion of Vishy's success. How to send money?
If I am not mistaken, there should be, yeah, there are details in the description of the Help Chess Foundation. So you can check it out there. That could be a very good way. And then you can write a mail to us on chessbaseindia@gmail.com. We'll do the needful. Meanwhile, Eric Hansen is an exchange up over Shakhriyar Mamedyarov, but Mamedyarov has 3 pawns. At this point, f7 point was extremely weak, but the knight comes in and blocks the attack. How does white continue? Goes queen b7, attacking the knight. If you now move the knight, f7 hangs.
Oh, it's a pin. So I have to defend with the king. King f8. Looks little bit.
But king f8, queen b8, queen b8 check with the idea of taking on e5.
What? Knight f5, but rook f7? Isn't it going to be a mate?
No, look at this. This is so amazing.
I can't believe it.
King g8 and no check from here. No check from here because the rook hangs.
But rook at 7 with the idea of queen f7 mate.
Rook at 7, I already have checks here. Queen
perpetual. So is it a perpetual?
But knight f5 is such an amazing move by Shakhriyar. This is how Shakhriyar plays, you know. We think king f8, but then we miss this and this. But he plays this, gives up this. Now rook d7, threatening a mate here. But guys, this is already a perpetual, so the game is going to end in a draw.
Nice. It's a nice draw.
Last week, YouTube rolled out membership gifting, which gives viewers the ability to buy memberships for other viewers. Oh, I will try to see. Maybe tomorrow.
Why would it do that? I mean, this feature.
For example, let's say you like Chess Base India a lot. Let's say you like a channel a lot. And I know that. So I can gift you that membership. So you become a member there.
Oh, like that. It's like giving Amazon or something.
Yeah.
In some way. Yeah. I mean, in a way. Okay, got it.
So guys, that marks the end of round number 1. Let's have a look at the standings here. If can. No, these are not the standings. Um, this is just yeah, these are the standings. Right now we have Ding Lijian leading the
After
show
one round, yeah, after one round.
with 1 point.
So David, Ding, and Sam Shanklin, they have won their games, right?
Mm,
Magnus drew his first game. Magnus,
with Aryan
Mamedaro, Anish, Wei Yi, Vidit, Praggnanandhaa, Harikrishna, Niels, Aryan, and Eric have drawn.
Too many draws right now. Three decisive games and 5 draws have happened. And before the next round begins, let's talk with our viewers. It's been a long time since we have been live.
Yeah,
The ChessBase India channel is very active. Some days we also have close to 15 videos, Amruta.
exactly. We have so many people at different tournaments.
And we are covering a lot of things that are happening in the world of chess. So,
Right.
Aditya is traveling across and doing stuff. There is Shatnik who is putting up material. There's a lot of things that are happening.
Yeah, National Schools is going on in Orissa, and we have Aditya there. We had a Chessbiz India stall today. If anybody wants to visit, we'll have it tomorrow as well. So, being
Carnival
brilliant
G.
at chess
Thank you.
is yes, a lot of content, loving it.
Thank you, Varad. Uh,
And I hope that you guys are watching the games of Chessbiz India Club. So, anybody who wants to beat Sagar Shah, please do come to.
it's not easy. Actually, I'm gaining confidence with every passing Saturday and I'm getting a little better. So, the sooner you come, the better your chances are. And also, guys, today our goal is to reach 904,000 subscribers. So, in case you aren't a subscriber here, please do hit that button. We aim to gain a few subscribers.
Wow.
Yes, Vishy Anand games, maybe yeah, I can just try and see if I can bring them up here. Let me see if it's possible. Yeah.
Being brilliant at chess says Chess with India planning to come to Mumbai on 27, so maybe planning to visit the club. Amazing. Where do you stay? Will you be hosting this club in Phoenix, Market City, at Bangalore? You Shikhar. Maybe at some point for sure.
Yeah, we have
On
some ideas on that front. I want to talk to you about that as well. We will be finishing 10 sessions on this Saturday, and we will be talking uh, with the people at the Phoenix Market City and trying to get their idea on how we can make this possible in other cities as well, because clearly there is a lot of interest among people to play chess. You know, Amruta, at some point we had thought that maybe there will be less number of people coming every Saturday, but it has been now 9 Saturdays and
yeah,
all the chess boards are always full.
correct. No, I don't think the numbers are going to be lesser anytime. Also, it was interesting that a lot of random people walking across uh, remembered that they have at some point of time played chess, and
Yes.
they did come and start playing, which was very nice.
By the way, this was one of the games of Anand that he won today. So here's your question. Uh, Wojtaszek made a mistake with c4 in this position. So what is the move that Anand played here, which was very cool, very nice move, which just ended the game. This was a mistake. He should have actually played rook d8 and then maybe after rook a6 c4. Black is fine, it's around equal. But after he played here
That would be very
c4,
complicated, no, with the pawn on d3 and c4.
but look at this move, Amruta. Rook d4.
Oh, you're losing one of the pawns. And the problem is you can't even go rook f7. Why? Because you can answer.
I mean, there are many ways to win. I can
Oh,
take here,
huh.
but I can also do this.
Yeah.
You had this in mind? Huh?
Target.
What? No,
Yes.
because this is also possible. Because if you take, it's a back rank mate.
Acha.
Don't
I missed that.
always forgetting
But I
back
got
rank.
knight g6, no, so I didn't have to see rook c4. No, I didn't miss it. I just considered knight g6. Ashwin Narayan says, Sagar and Amruta, love your stuff. Keep up the great content and make a trip down to Chennai before the Olympiad.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
I've
But we have
already
event here.
been there. So once. What?
Solly says, I unfortunately live in Jaipur, or I have, or I would have loved to attend CBI club, wanting since day one. Hopefully, after like a few months, when I would be going to that area for college entrance related stuff. And Vikram had his second interview for volunteering in Chess Olympiad.
Oh, nice. That is good news, Vikram. All the best. And I think all those who will get selected as volunteers during the Olympiad for AICF, we'll definitely meet you all and it'll be great to see you all over there. By the way, in this position, Amruta, this was another one where Anand played another nice game against Wesley So. Anand was black and Wesley made a mistake with bishop c2 and Vishy simply chopped this off. Rook takes and put his rook on a6, pinning here. So queen moved away and he activated the queen. So if you look at it, all black pieces are around the white king while the black king is very safe.
Yeah, I mean the rook on a6 is like super weird. Yeah, it's not usual to see it.
Yeah,
on
it's
a6.
also doing a good job this way. So he went e6. Now, of course, you don't want to take knight e6 because of queen h7. So he took with the pawn, rook e1. Rook c6 was played, threatening queen takes a4 because the bishop is pinned here. And then came knight to c3, which was a blunder. It was check, king d2 takes, rook b1, queen a3, take, f4. And now Vishy played a nice move here, Amruta. Knight a6. He's looking at knight to b4. Then c3 is under trouble. c2 would come under pressure. King is weak and black won.
Wow.
Wesley resigned here already.
Resigned?
Yeah.
Like resigned. The knight on f8, just look at it. Now one piece defends everything. That e6, that h7, and all the three pieces are able to.
Beautiful play by Vishy. In fact, Amruta, the thing about Anand is that he has his openings so well thought out that he doesn't really have too much trouble. Even like he just played natural moves and managed to get a good position.
Oh, Wesley went for long castle.
Yeah, he played very aggressively. No, he went just all out against Vishy, which was not a very good idea because the tiger is. Yeah, tiger zinda hai.
So as Anand leading on first place, kya he is still in good shape. Can't believe he's a real tiger.
No, for sure. So this was his game against Korobov, where he was, well, clearly better. But this was a decisive mistake.
Blunder again, one second.
I mean, you can take this pawn.
Hanging, yeah.
But then there is king f7. But Anand found a even better move. Yes, Ritesh Agarwal Aryan
Yeah. By the way, we have another member, Aditya Jyotilal, who becomes the he renews his membership and becomes the booster of Indian chess for the third month.
Wow.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Aditya.
you.
That is nice. Today we have had few members already. It's amazing.
So guys, these were the 3 wins of Anand. We saw them and they were very cool. Vishy showing why he is the boss and fantastic play by him. Let's have a look at our next round.
Oh, by the way, it would have started, Sagar. Let's go very quickly. It's 20 to 30 already. Dev Soni CBI Club in Bhopal. Yes, that would definitely happen because we also have Nikhilish in Bhopal.
Yes.
So that is very realistic.
By the way, Amruta, the game of the round is Pragg versus
Oh my god, versus
Anish Giri.
How did we miss it, Sagar?
No, we have not missed it anything. There we have Anish Giri on the screen, guys.
He's freezing. English opening on the board, I believe. It started with c4.
Yeah.
But you get Pragg online. In the meantime, Chess Prodigy has asked when you go to Savanand's house, when you go to Chennai for book 3 episode.
Yeah. For sure, I will tell. This time also I wanted to go, but he was a bit busy. So we'll do it next time. And there you have Pragg on the screen. By the way, guys, before we move ahead, I want to just put a small video here. Amruta, this has been prepared by Abhyudaya.
But maybe we can put it in the break.
No,
games have started.
Really?
Yeah, games have started.
Okay, sure. Amruta not letting me play the video. C4, E5. Pragg goes for English, knight to c3, bishop b4, and Anish plays queen c2. Pragg goes knight f6, knight to f3, bishop takes, queen takes, attacking the pawn on e5, d6,
d4,
b4, e4, knight g5.
Is this normal opening, Sagar?
H6,
I don't think so.
Knight h3. Boom. Look at
will you play queen h3 or gh3?
You know, gh3 reminds me of this treatment which they do in this opening. If you go here, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6, knight g5, d5, ed, knight a5, check. Here takes, bishop e2, and then they go h6, and now knight h3. And then after bishop h3, gh3, and you know what, many times, even like after bishop d6, what is the move that white plays? He often castles here. And then he puts the bishop this way, and everything is safe.
I can't believe it.
This was also played by Bobby Fischer, and look at this. This is exactly what Anish Giri has done. He's like, I'm ready to take so that I can put my bishop here. I can even bring my rook down on the g file. So a very interesting idea. Sometimes, you know, guys, you have to take tough decisions. जिंदगी में कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ खोना पड़ता है. And
इधर क्या खोया है इसने?
He has lost the integrity of his pawn structure. Guys, tell us in the chat what have you lost to gain something in life?
Great question, Sagar. Great question.
And just like how Anish has lost his structure in order to gain G file for his rook, also to develop the bishop this way.
Sagar, do you think Praggnanandhaa would be aware of the whole theory as well as Anish, or do you think Anish is going to out prepare him?
I don't think this is preparation anymore, Amruta. I think they are playing on the board. This is going to be exciting because Pragg has the two knights, Anish has the two rooks. So it'll all depend on who is able to outplay
Okay.
the opponent. So many answers, right?
Yeah. Parth says,
A lot of people are saying that they lost a lot for getting a girlfriend. That's
lost a
what.
lot of money to gain a girlfriend. Friends. They lost friends because of my money. Lost my marks in exam to gain chappal at home.
I have lost 5.
You lost?
Arant Aram says I've lost 5 kgs to gain 10 kgs.
Being brilliant says my maths marks to get motivation to get better marks in science.
Oh, nice.
नीलेश रुखियाना से सीए बनने के लिए जवानी खोई है. Shivam says for JEE you lost watching movies. Piyush lost my marks to watch chess. काफी लोगों का एग्जाम lost exam for rating. हाँ.
So we have Vidit versus Gawain Jones in this round, and we also have Harikrishna taking on Wei Yi. So just
Prithviraj Patil says lost everything for IM title. But lost ke against what have you gained? Sachin stayed away. But what did you gain by that? That is the main question.
money. That is one thing which people do gain. By the way, Vidit seems to be in a phenomenal position, Amruta. Everyone knows Gawain Jones is a hardcore adherent of the King's Indian defense. This is what he does here. Vidit castles, knight c6, d5, bishop knight e7 and b4. Does anyone know what this is known as? This opening. What is it known as? Can anyone reply here? I mean the name of the variation b4. There's a
कुछ तो
specific
ऐसा
name.
odd name रहेगा. Let's see.
And
what
it
Sagar
is
gonna bring.
also played by many top players, but Kramnik was the first one. Shri Kumar Aryan, thank you for super chat.
Oh, we had one more, by the way. I have to read. Shakti says, I have lost studies because of Samay. Venkateshwar says, I lost my bubbling youth to become a surgeon. क्या बात है, surgeon.
You know, I really respect doctors a lot, because recently my dad was not so well, and then we took him to a doctor, and they had to take some quick decisions, and they did that, and he is now very well. Also, the doctor Amruta, he was working late in the night, he was working early in the morning, he was like at it, and he does that day after day, high pressure.
No, but in that he does the things like if you go even 0.01% wrong,
Yeah.
it's on a life. I mean, it's such a tough job, yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, playing chess is really easy.
Yeah. By the way, Kavya Jain, you are right. Arant Aram, you are right. Akshat Mishra is right. Neeraj Thakur, Savita Chess, Carnival G, Kavya Jain. Amruta, a lot of people, yeah. They know bayonet attack. This is known as the bayonet attack.
Wow.
With b4.
Yeah, bayonet attack.
Yeah, bayonet attack, and it was popularized by Kramnik. So everyone used to play like knight e1, knight d3, or knight d2 with the idea of b4, knight b3, c5. And Kramnik said, I don't have to wait, I can go b4. But black always says, then if you play b4, I'll play a5. Now, you will either have to play b5, give me the c5 square, or because you can't play a3 because your rook would hang. So Kramnik said, I will take. And everyone was like, oh, but now your structure is bad, right? I will just play b6 and you will never get c5 on the board, because c5 is a very important strategic idea. But now you go a4, and your point is that you want to go bishop a3 with the idea of c5. So you go b6, I'll play bishop b4, push your rook away, and start playing on the queen side with a5. Meanwhile, black, who has to go like knight e8, f5, is slower.
It's a very nice explanation, Sagar.
Thank
Bayonet variation.
And look at Vidit. takes bishop e3. This is all his preparation. a5, bishop g4, knight d2. He exchanges. Knight c8. He takes. Rook takes. cb.
Oh, now you have after CB the D5 pawn is absolute passer, yeah?
But you are a pawn down.
So you have an active rook as well. So it is basically if he has to be very accurate here.
Yeah. I mean, both.
Because you're a pawn down and B5 for black, like to push his pawns, looks so difficult.
Yeah.
In this kind of position. So Vidit is actually putting a lot of pressure on Gawain Jones, and his opening preparation is amazing. He has a little bit less time, but that's fine, right? In this position.
Yes. And also, Amruta, I just wanted to check on our chess base 16 board.
Yeah.
As to how many times this position has happened. So going here, again, very smooth, transition. Let me just.
एक ही बार मत करो, बार.
So here, a5 was the second most popular move. 4,300 games. Takes. a4, rook a8. So if you see, Amruta, Vidit has already played this against Adhiban.
He has won. So basically, but only one game.
And there, Adhiban. So this is how top players prepare, guys. This was played roughly a year ago, and Gawain Jones targeted this line because Vidit had gone rook a3, and now Vidit came up with his improvement, which was c5, which is a novelty here. And if we look at the engine, let's just use this powerful engine that I have here, because I have a very powerful machine here. So if you look here in this position, the engine at a depth of 48 is suggesting the move c5.
Wow,
which is a good move. So could be this is with its preparation already to play c5 on the board here.
Amazing. So when you have already played a game and analyzed at that time and ready with a new move, your opponent doesn't know that you have analyzed and are ready with a new move.
Absolutely. And also it requires memory, right? Because he has played this a year ago. So it is not easy, but I think Vidit might have refreshed his analysis considering that he was going to play against Gawain Jones, and who plays the King's Indian all the time. And now after CB6, he has gone knight to C4. Very interesting position, Amruta. E5 under some pressure. Also B6 under some pressure. This looks good. Yeah.
So there's a super chat. Vivas one Damle says, Sagar bhai missed second part of the previous question. I drop a few points always after crossing every 100 points. Why could that be? Pune CBI club? Question mark. This was quite a while.
So Vivas one, the point is that let's say if you are learning something new, in order to apply it, you will face some difficulties because that's something new. But it is very important to keep learning something new. So while you are learning new ideas, your application has not yet reached that stage of flawless execution. So that's the reason why you lose sometimes. But that does not mean that as a player you are going down. So it's very important to continue to keep learning. You will face dips when you learn something new, but once you start implementing those things well, you will see an upward trend. My knight e8 is a nice move by Gawain Jones. He wants to put his knight on d6 and that looks good.
Rakshit says, might as well learn bayonet after listening to Sagar explain this. Anyway, struggling playing semi-Auerbach.
Semi-Auerbach. I knew Auerbach variation goes like bishop e2 and bishop g5, but what is semi-Auerbach? Is it bishop e3? Okay, Harikrishna versus Wei Yi, and you can see that Harikrishna is slightly worse here. It was the Ragozin. b6, bishop d2 takes A3 takes, attacks the knight, takes here, and Amruta, this is, I mean, Queen F6 is in a way just a very comfortable edge for white. Like after take, and maybe just King D2, because the king is pretty safe in the center. I can then connect the rooks or even castles.
But black central pawns, wouldn't they be strong at some point?
Yes,
You
but
don't think so?
but don't you think that this might be faster?
It's a race. But then in the endgame, the flank pawns are better, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, this looks like a risk-free edge. Also, a very good idea is not to castle here, but to keep the king here. So I can start with, say, G4 or H4 or something like that.
But I still think Hari would be prepared for this, like when he has decided to go for this.
Not prepared, he has already spent 5 minutes on the clock, but...
I mean, prepared in the sense not at each and every move, but his understanding that he can, I mean, he's not worse in the position. Practical understanding that the position would be different.
Okay, let's go to the game of Anish Giri and Praggnanandhaa. We have some updates there because we had seen till bishop h3, gh3, knight d7, bishop b2, queen e7, rook g1, rook g8, long castle, king b1, king b8, both of them kind of playing similar moves. c5 takes, knight c5. I'm sure that Anish does not really like his position so much.
Oh, why do you think so?
Because somehow, all these
Pieces
pawns are on the
scattered, spaces.
But it's a very effective way of...
Like Sagar, to even assess such a position is slightly better for white when there is no coordination as such is difficult. That's only because black's pieces are also not, doing anything which is active. I would say they are all very well coordinated if you look at them.
Yeah.
But how do we attack something with black? What can be your plan? I think f5, f4 is one idea.
Yeah, for sure. To start pushing these pawns up the board. So one question naturally comes is,
what happens for rook g7? Rook g7, bishop g7 and rook g8 simply. No, queen g5 or rook g8.
No, but rook g8, I'll just go back.
And rook g1 I thought earlier.
Yeah, that
like
seems...
it's just active, active.
That seems like a playable idea. But Amruta, the main thing is that this bishop is an important defender to the king.
Okay.
So if I'm able to kind of trap it, would be nice. But if I go f6, there is bishop h6 and the bishop comes back. But here's the move. That is...
Wait, let me...
Yeah, guys, what should black play here? Not f6.
Yeah, I don't need
all those who are joining in, guys, right now Pragg is on half point. Vidit and Harikrishna also on half point each. Yeah.
95. Because if you take, then
fantastic.
I'm happy with the exchange.
And a lot of people have given this answer. In fact, Dipankar Kamble, Rakshit Singh. We also have Haik Telbelyan, Bondita Bhagwati, Arant Aramb, Madhav Krishnan. Well done. I just blocked the bishop.
Because now if you take the h6 pawn, the c4 pawn is also hanging.
Yeah. Also queen f6 now, Amruta, attacking here.
Oh, nice disco.
Setting up a disco.
It's the time to disco.
And by the way, look at how Wei Yi has played here, Amruta. King d2, king c3. He put the king there. He brought his rook here. And his idea is now a4, b5.
Exactly. This is going to get complicated because black has this central pawn, which actually I love. I love them. Right? And there is a great chance of creating some complications around white's king. Yeah. Because white's king can anytime be in danger. So like that,
I don't agree with you 100%. I feel like white has an
How
easier
much
play.
percent do you agree?
Like let's say I play a4
More than 51% is I agree with.
because I want to play b5 next.
And then after b5, what's your idea?
I mean, I can't play the full game. But
ठीक है. Okay. I am sure Hari will find a way.
and by the way, look at Abhimanyu Mishra pushing Ding Lijen on the off from the board. What?
Wow, this is great. Is it French or Karokan?
Karokan.
Shri Kumar Aryan, thank you so much for your contribution.
Abhimanyu just simply took up all the space on the board, and right now Ding Lijen is in trouble against this youngster. Well, maybe like a move like h5 is very strong, because if you take here, I have h takes g6, unleashing the rook here.
Okay, so Vidit is still retaining his initiative, right, Sagar?
Yeah, Vidit seems to have found a way to keep going. Queen d7, f3, knight d6. But it's also a little bit irritating because you are a pawn down.
Yeah.
And you feel like now all your years of investment should bring your already some fruit because you have put in energy, and now maybe
I was considering knight a3, Sagar, instead of knight d6, with the idea of queen a6 exactly.
it seems
But-
like Vidit has cashed out too soon.
Because now he's pawn down, he may recover the pawn or not. That is the question. Because if he's unable to, then Black has completed his development and
Yeah,
has solved his
completely,
issues.
completely. Like queen c8.
Is he going to be just a pawn up?
Yeah, it seems so.
Or queen a7? Is Vidit able to win back the pawn?
But queen a7, yeah.
Queen d8 maybe? Then knight a4.
No, but look at this, bishop f8.
So what, queen takes b6? You
And now
agree?
I'm going to ask the chat, how does Black win here?
Oh god.
Meanwhile, guys, Carlsen is losing to Jordan. No, Mamedyarov. Oh, Mamedyarov is now pulling back wins against Carlsen. There was a point where Carlsen would beat Mamedyarov every single tournament. Now it's the other way around. Yes, Darshan Borole, Rakshit, Daksh Malhotra, Ravi Deshpande, Sriram Chakradev. Well done. Knight c4. Shriyana Malya attacks here and you lose a piece. Because look at this
Yeah.
move, yeah? Bishop f8, which I controlled the c5 square.
Nice fork. Nice move, yeah. Bishop f8, very settled. Rakshit has said semi-overbug is bishop e2, bishop e3 with g4 ideas. Got it. A lot of people have got the answer.
I wouldn't say Carlsen is losing or anything, but it's just maybe Mamedyarov has.
By the way, Lamparthi had asked, if you can check later, for knight c4, queen c6. I think, was it in the last position? After bishop f8?
Yeah, here. Queen c6. That's a nice move, Ilam Parthi. Because if I take, then takes, and this pawn is queening, it's actually white who's winning.
Yeah.
So here's Ilam Parthi's challenge to you guys. Black to play, what do you play? Not easy. It's a tough one. And I don't think a lot of people will find it. Queen a8 is just a free queen, guys. Queen b8 is one move, yeah, by Shivam Kumar Acharya, Hassan Imam. But queen d8 by Dibin John is the right answer. That's the only move, Amruta. Because after bishop takes c5, I have a killer move here, which I didn't have with b8, and that is what? Did you find the move?
Yeah.
What is it?
Queen h4.
No, not queen h4. I'll just come back.
I thought you will play bishop f8 and queen.
Queen a5. And I'm attacking here. And if you were to take this, then here comes the shocking move. Queen takes, not shocking, but a great move. Queen takes c3. And now queen e1 is a mate. Your bishop is hanging and it's game over.
Nice. Queen a5 is nice. Killer move में ऐसा लगा कि queen will go towards the king. Everyone got it. Not everyone got it. Nice. This was nice. Oh, this is Anish's game right now. By the way, Magnus is losing. Is it true? Do we need to check it?
Just a second. Like here, by the way, after knight d7, d4 was played, which was good. Knight b6, d4, knight a4, bishop c1,
oh,
queen
f6. This was good for black. Bishop e3, rook c8.
He should have played rook
I
c1.
don't understand how white is better even here. I mean, the king on a1 looks so exposed.
But king b1, he played here. And now Pragg has to find a very tough move, which is not the right move, rook c6. But there was another move.
1 second.
Can you find it? It's not at all easy. And don't be too hard on yourself, guys, if you can't find it.
Wow.
But it's a great move.
It's a wow move. I think I've given a big hint. It's a wow move. Correct?
Yeah. Sports with Tanish, right square but wrong piece. It's a white black to play. Rook c5 is very interesting idea. So that if dc5 there is knight c3 check, but after king c2 I don't think that's enough compensation. But knight d5, Amruta, this is the move.
Exactly.
Did anyone find it?
I found. Of course, a lot of people found.
Not lot.
Oh, not lot. I'm not a bot found it. Then Sports with Tanish found it. Chirag Dadarwal found it. Rajesh, Nihal Nandakumar, Max Tab, Shriyana Malya, Madhava Krishnan, Ravi Deshpande, Dev Soni.
But even rook c6, which is also fine. I mean, you want to get your rook into the game.
No, but knight d5 is so pretty. You would be happy to make such a move in the game.
Absolutely right, Amruta. That would have been a very strong way to continue. But now let's see.
But Praggnanandhaa didn't find it. Actually, can you tell me why Praggnanandhaa would have missed it? Because it's not like this square is all the time in the eyes of the knight.
Yeah.
Right?
But you know, Amruta, when we are young, we are all the time told not to put our pieces in front of pawns. So, although players like Praggnanandhaa have grown up and have become very strong players, still those traces of your childhood where you learn chess exist and you don't easily get rid of them. And to put your piece right in front of an attacked square is still never easy even for a trained grandmaster.
Yeah, that is possible. The other thing which is possible that he calculated something which he did not like. Like after knight d5, let's say he considers bishop goes back, suppose. Now queen a4 is a threat. So
yeah, now I can go back.
Then it is a draw, right? Then he doesn't like it. But is it only a draw? Like you don't try to get anything. Oh, it's a forced move, knight b6. So why will Praggnanandhaa play knight d5?
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe
because he wants to win.
Maybe not. So that's why Pragg has played.
Why is everybody saying Anish is scam and laughing?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
By the way, Anish also does not play the best move here. No, we are back. We are back. It's just for a second, guys. But I hope we are back. Sorry for that small lag. But the idea was knight takes c4. If you take with the bishop, I have rook takes. And if you take queen takes a4, then I go knight e3. And now fe is met with queen f2. It's a very tough way to play. Almost impossible for any human to play this way. But if knight e3, rook takes c6, rook takes c6, and if you were to play fe3, then queen f2 once again attacking here and this threatening this. So yeah, I think this was what Praggnanandhaa had in mind. And after this he should have played knight takes c4, but instead he goes for a very weird move g6, trying to prevent this. But I think now he's just winning. White is just better.
Suddenly, everything changed, yeah, by this one move. Like, black had to be dynamically accurate because playing a move like g6, which doesn't aim at anything,
Yeah.
is leading to direct consequences. Why so much? So, firstly, this double bishop is just too strong. Secondly, both the knights are so now tied to each other, right? They can't really do much here. So white is sorted with all his problems, but his queen on a3 has to come to a better place, or would you say, Sagar, it's the best place for the queen?
Yeah, it's good because Amruta c5 is in the air now. So c5 would be very powerful. He goes rook c2, but Amruta moves like c5 are very easy for computers to spot, but not at all easy for humans. Okay, you can't take here bishop c5 and white would be a piece up. But I don't know where should this. It's all of a sudden it's
Knight
just
d5
yeah.
now.
But if you go 95, I'm able to
Queen
just take this.
a4, knight c3, rook c3, yeah, and that is double bishop versus. Okay, this is clearly
White is
better for
just
white.
winning
Yeah.
here.
So g6 is not a good move, and it seems like Anish is going to be clearly better.
Yeah, Anish is pushing, but let's quickly go and check what's up with Vidit Gujarati. Vidit is right now having an equalish position. We left it here after takes, queen a6, f5 was played by him, and now rook a7 was the best move, but he took bishop takes, queen takes, fe 94, and it looks like a good position for white with a passed pawn here. But queen g4, excellent move by Gawain Jones. That's what Kings Indian players do very well, Amruta. They keep finding counterplay through different ways.
Now what if queen e4?
Yeah, he's taken it, and I think with it might do well to now just accept a draw with checks.
Perpetual. Okay, so that's going to be a draw.
By the way, Roro, thank you for your super chat. Started playing chess because of your commentary in COB. Big fan. I'll visit you at the Phoenix Mall next time I'm in Mumbai. Thank you, Roro. That would be very nice. What's your name? Let me know so that when you do come to Phoenix, would be nice to meet you. Or you might introduce yourself as Roro.
Roro. I remember your reel where it was Asim says to you, Roro, and then you start crying.
I think Amruta Vidit is going to accept a draw.
Yeah, this one is a draw.
He'll repeat. And meanwhile, Harikrishna in big trouble. You can see how Wei Yi managed to put so much pressure.
So those pawns did put pressure, yeah?
Yeah.
The central pawns.
So Vidit will make a draw. Harikrishna is losing.
What about Magnus Carlsen? Once, if we can just check the game.
Can we bring Magnus on the screen?
Yes, please.
Magnus Carlsen. Guys, here is the world champion. Oh, he's playing from his... Oh, we get a glimpse of his apartment.
Nice.
Wow.
His apartment.
Yeah.
You mean like he stays here?
I don't. I mean, looks like his house. By the way, Vidit has drawn his game against Gawain Jones. So 2 draws for Vidit.
Roro says Chess India. I'll introduce myself as Roro. Amruta really great as well, keeping Sagar Shah in check.
Oh, by the way, Amruta.
Yeah.
Anish Giri has sacrificed his queen against Praggnanandhaa. After this, Rook C2, he took here, Queen A4, Rook A6. And now Anish said, okay, I understand Pragg what you want to do because my queen does not have squares. If it goes anywhere here, you will play Rook B6, trapping my queen, pinning it. So he took on C4. Actually, even queen takes A6 would have been nice because after takes Bishop C4, black would have been in trouble. But he took here, here, and this is the position on the board. So right now, Praggnanandhaa is doing really okay.
Really okay?
No. He's doing really bad in terms of material. But his pawn structure is very good. Oh, and also Harikrishna has lost his game against Wei Yi.
So with this Rook A6 Sagar, anyway, White's queen was वैसे भी lost, right? Like, because he cannot go to the B file if I go here for a moment. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah, Rook A6. If I go Queen B5, Queen B4 or Queen B3, then you have Rook B6.
Right.
So there's a pin here. And I don't have any other square for the queen. So this was already happened. Like he went into that.
Yeah, he saw it.
He saw it with after at Rook C2 itself. He knew that he wants to go in this. Then takes D5, and now he played Rook C5, Rook B6 check, King A1.
I have a feeling that it's not so trivial to convert this, but if you see materially, White is almost a piece up.
Rook, yeah.
Wow, I mean, G4. Oh, he wants to play Bishop F4.
So yeah, Queen H2 would be a big blunder.
But G5 for me then.
Oh, it's lost. Oh, Bishop.
Oh, guys, try to figure out what's the winning move here. And Anish spots it. Praggnanandhaa has blundered. You can see there Praggnanandhaa putting his hand on his head. There, he is unhappy. He has blundered because now if G takes F4, Rook G8 is checkmate here. So Pragg has to resign. There you have it. Anish Giri with a small smile on his face. He's happy that he has beaten the prodigious Pragg. And Pragg losing to Anish. So 2 Indians losing their games here, Amruta. Harikrishna and Praggnanandhaa both losing.
So this was a very nice opening, very nice strategy which Anish used. He went for such a different kind of opening. I think Praggnanandhaa was not, like, he would have of course prepared, but he did not expect Anish to play this. We should check with ChessBase, like if Anish has played this before. That is my curiosity. And then the way the game happened, I mean, very different assessments because of such a non-coordination of pieces, White's pieces. Yet Anish was better. Very interesting game.
Yeah, absolutely. But meanwhile, Amruta, look at what's happening. The world's youngest GM is actually beating world number 2, Ding Liren. Just 13-year-old Abhimanyu Mishra is putting so much pressure on Ding Liren. In fact, the last move where he traded might not have been the best move here. He could have just kept the rooks on the board with rook f1 or rook h1, but instead he takes, and
and
very
F5.
direct play f5. But I think Amruta, what he has missed is queen to
Yeah, queen
g1,
g1 check.
king
King's,
c2,
queen g5.
and take.
And can you win this?
And he might. This is exactly what has happened in the game. Ding Liren is not someone who can. No, it's not something that has happened, right? He
But-
goes bishop e8.
Yeah, because even I think queen and knight versus king would not be very tough, or what would you say?
Yeah.
Anyway, these choices with 30 seconds are very difficult. Though queen g1 practically I would say was a better choice.
But now Abhimanyu has these two killer pawns under his belt. Check. King c2, queen g4. Wow. Amruta, we can
You
actually
take it and then knight f1 or
And-
king d3 as
and
well.
do this, yeah?
That is what I thought, but you can even consider king d3. Or do you want to push the pawns directly? Oh, white is winning, but it's like he can even go wrong.
Yeah, and he's taken it. He's taken on g4, h takes g4. Let's see if Abhimanyu Mishra is able to convert this. He must bring his king up now. It's a very important move. Can he find it? No, he doesn't find it. He plays knight to f1. This means Ding Liren is back in the game. King d3 was important.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So much? Why? Now knight f1, king is and king d3. Why, one second, I want to understand.
No, because my king comes in time here. So let's say
Oh.
if I go knight f1, you go king e7.
That's happening.
I go king d3, you go king d6, I go king e3, you go king e5,
I'm already
and here
reaching.
my king reaches there. But if you start off with king c2, king d3, then after this it's white who manages to stop black from getting that square.
So it was all about that opposition anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the game very quickly. King e5, he's played.
Yeah, this
So
is
that is
what
an
happens.
unbelievable mess up, yeah?
It'll end in a draw, it seems. But who knows, maybe Ding Liren might try to start pushing here.
You think so?
Yeah, maybe.
Black can't really go bishop d7. Have you noticed that? Because
G7.
of g7. Right. So right now black is going to give the g2 pawn for f5 pawn, and then Ding wins the g6 pawn. So white is going to lose both the pawns, and actually black is going to have these 4 versus 3. So that's why you are saying Ding can put pressure on.
Yeah, I think so. Ding can try and outwit his opponent. Also, Abhimanyu's slight weakness in his game has always been endgames. So let's see if he's able to convert this.
Shazmanu says, hi Sagar and Amruta, I'm from Canada. Thank you for your content. You got me back in into chess after 15 years of being out of tournaments. Now I even use chess to help my patients with rehab.
Oh, wow.
Bless you.
Shazmanu,
Oh, that's a
congratulations.
nice story.
That's so nice. B4 has been played by Abhimanyu. In this format, it's very difficult to even recollect your thoughts, even if you miss a very good position, because the next round starts almost immediately.
Yeah, and every move he's playing with, like he's reaching down to 5 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Bishop f7. What do? Do you take the pawn? Oh, he took the a5 pawn, and that's a blunder.
Because of d takes a3. D takes c3, Amruta.
D takes c3, a6, c5, or if you take ab6, one second, ab6, not a6.
No, a6,
Hi, a6.
g2, g1.
Oh, what did he miss? Oh, look at him. He's realized he's blundered. Did
Yeah.
he miss g2 or something? Maybe he forgot about g2. Yeah.
No, everything is just changed, Amruta. It's so quick. Abhimanyu is so upset that after this is a blunder, losing blunder of the game. He thought Ding Liren would recapture But Ding was so alert. He took here. Check.
Yeah.
And with the king having to move, black will queen first.
He's resigned.
So yeah, he's resigned. What a game.
Yeah. Maybe you can get a break for a while,
Yeah.
Sagar.
Yeah, I will try to take a break. Ooh.
Karthik says, Namaskar Mandali, fantastic coverage, many greetings from Berlin.
Thank you, Karthik. So last game in the round going on. We have Nils versus Aryan.
So rook takes b7, king g6, it's a draw, no?
One second. Yeah.
Rook b5, check. Sorry, it's a check. Yeah, this and this. Both are possible, rook h7 and rook b5. So you are not going to be able to retain this pawn. Is it the last game which is going on? Yeah. Seems like that. Next round after this game ends will be at 10:30. Sorry, not 10:30, 11:30. What is he thinking? 7 seconds. Rook g6. Okay, so if you give a check from here, there is rook h6. If you give a check from here, then there is rook g5. Oh no, rook h6, but that is anyway a draw. Because takes. Okay, rook h4. King h6, and there we have a draw. So all the rounds are, I think, over. Maybe we should show them the standing, Sagar. What is the... कौन सा बटन है standings का?
Director.
So David and Ding Liren both are on 2 out of 2. Anish Giri, Wei Yi and Eric Hansen on 1.5. Magnus on 1. It means he drew. He drew again. Aryan Tari, Mamedaro, Niels Grandelis, Shankla and Vidit all on 1 point. And there we have Praggnanandhaa, Harikrishna, Gavin Jones, Van Forest and Abhimanyu Mishra. So the next round pairings, we can have a look at that.
I think the game of the round was Anish Giri.
Anish and Praggnanandhaa's game, especially the opening, I would say amazing. Praggnanandhaa did get that chance. Like, of one good thing is he could easily repeat with knight d5, knight d6, and there he had a draw in hand with black.
Who?
Praggnanandhaa?
No.
Knight d5, knight b6?
I don't think Anish would have taken it.
I want to go to the chess base board later if possible.
Why?
Or if you're tired, maybe later.
Why but? To check the
Anish-
opening?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
But maybe later, you right now eat your ice cream.
But, talking about... one second. Let me just...
And the video.
No, let me first show more time what Amruta wants to see.
Rakshit asks, do you think Raja and Anish will play the Olympiad and be here in India? That's a good question.
I'm
If
not
they-
sure about Raja because he's playing the candidates. They might not have planned yet, but Anish is playing. Uh,
तुमको गेम चाहिए पूरा?
you can tell me the moves.
Yeah. You can copy actually from. Yeah.
No, but let's just tell me the moves. I mean, I might remember also. C4, E5, Knight C3, Bishop B4, Queen C2, Knight F6, Knight F3, take, take, D6. B4, I think. Yeah, Amruta, it's not many games.
Ah, you got it. Already not many games here.
Yeah.
Just at this position.
Yeah, I think Pragg came up with some new concept. I don't know which was.
So Bishop C3 is, you mean, not a.
I mean, Queen C2, first of all, is not the most popular move. There are other popular moves like Knight D5 and G3.
Okay.
But
So
Queen
Anish
C2.
played Queen C2. And has he played before? 1 second. Queen C2. Has Anish played before? Yeah, he has played with Knight. Okay. Knight F3, Bishop C3 takes B4.
Yeah, this is all new territory.
Wow.
E4 here, 6, and taking with the pawn. Never played before. Both players did that on their own. And so, guys, just to show you all of this analysis that I'm doing is on this. And today we tried to prepare something for you to see. Just check it out.
Chessbase 16 is a powerful software where you can save your games and analyze them. You can also create databases and manage them. It's a powerful tool for any serious chess player and is used by all the top grandmasters in the world of chess, be it Carlsen, Anand, or any other tournament player. The best database that works along with Chessbase 16 is Mega Database 2022. The database opens inside of Chessbase and has over 9.2 million games with over 100,000 of them being analyzed and annotated by top grandmasters across the world. The biggest advantage of this database is that you can search any position and get to know who has played it before with the reference feature. You can also prepare professionally against your next opponent, which will help you to gain precious rating points in your next tournament. Get the Chessbase 16 and Mega Database now. Link is in the description.
That was an ad prepared by us for today on Chessbase and Mega Database. So in case you have been wondering what we are using here, it's this. And did they like the video?
Great video, says Rakshit. Yeah, it was really amazing.
That is made by Abhyudaya.
I'm planning to prepare against you, Sagar, next Saturday. Wanting to beat you.
You lost last Saturday already.
I was winning तो बोलना ही कोई भी गेम. Guys, do check out our game, Sagar versus Amruta. It was a great game. I was almost winning. Next time I will win. But आता है, there are people who come, who prepare and come and to play against you, Sagar.
Yeah. They buy Chessbase and Mega Database and they want to beat me only. So, but guys, it's the first link in the description, and it's used by all of the top players in the world. And it's if you are serious about chess improvement, you can trust that it will help you because it's used by all the top players in the world, all the players who want to play tournaments and so on. By the way, the next round will begin in some time.
Yeah, and what is the pairing? Is Magnus versus
Anish versus Hari.
Acha.
So all the opponents that Pragg plays, then Hari plays next round.
Okay. And what about Vidit? Vidit is playing with
Anton,
David Anton. And what about Praggnanandhaa? He is playing with
Aryan Tari.
Aryan Tari. And Abhimanyu Mishra is playing with Eric Hansen.
What is
Manager
Chessable India Originals, Amruta? आदित्य ठाकुर says यार कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग करो अमृता.
हाँ ना, जैसे सागर ने पूछा था सबको कि what did you lose to gain something. I think that question in itself is good.
No,
And
for
you
him
can-
it's like you have to dance or something.
You have to dance. You know.
No.
You can do that छोटी बच्ची है क्या dialogue.
What is that? There is no.
Yeah. Guys, can you make Sagar dance? By the way, Vidit had given you a challenge, right? To dance on that NATO.
That is still pending.
That is still.
To both of us.
अच्छा.
Yes, to both of us, yeah.
I thought तुमको अकेले को करना है.
नहीं, दोनों.
Impossible है यार sync करना.
Not easy. Not easy.
Not easy. Karthik said a nice thing. I lost weight to gain confidence.
Ooh, nice. By the way, Amruta, in the last round, one of the games which really turned around was the game between Ding Liren and Abhimanyu.
Yeah,
Because
Abhimanyu got a clear.
Abhimanyu played so well and he got this. But you know, the thing about these youngsters is that these top players are always able to defend very well against them. And this is clearly better for him. And then from here, he went on to lose this position with white. So this, many might think that, oh, it's a big, something truly horrible has happened. Abhimanyu should have won and so on. But what I have realized is that in the growth of every player, such games happen always.
Right, like this is a definitely learning thing for him that
Yeah.
and it's gonna hurt him, right? Because you're beating a player like Ding with such a smooth middle game. You land up here and then you mess it up. Also, you don't mess it up like, oh, it's something which is very difficult
Yeah.
to see. Towards the end, you have messed it up in a simplest way.
So after
That is experience.
Yeah, but the thing is that with Abhimanyu, this is a part of his growth, and he's losing these games. Many get an opportunity to do this at the age of 20, 22, 23. He's doing it at the age of 13.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
and here also he had to find king d3. If he had done that, he would have reached here on time. But instead he played knight f1 and it was black's king who reached
Correct.
on time, and the critical mistake happened somewhere around here.
BA5, we blundered here. Yeah, this one. Instead of G7, he still had in hand, yeah.
Yeah, if he would have gone knight g2, he was still fighting. After king f5, maybe takes, and cd4, white could have fought for a draw. But instead he went takes, and he forgot that it is actually black who will queen first with a check.
Well, Sagar, in a minute, we are going to get the rounds going.
Yeah.
So we can get the players. And
Well, just to show all the players to our viewers. Let me see if I can do that. Then everyone can see.
oh, nice.
Here there are 9 players on your screen for the time being. You have Shankland, Shakhriyar Mamedyarov, Vidit, Hari, Gawain Jones, David Anton, Grandelius Nils, Aryan Tari, Abhimanyu Mishra. Where is Magnus?
Oh, hasn't the round started? That is surprising. Or has it?
Yeah, it might have started, Amruta. Let me just say it's actually Harikrishna versus Anish Giri. Wow. Look at Harikrishna's opening choice. D4, knight f6, knight f3, g6, bishop g5, bishop g7. He goes knight d2. His plan is to go e4. Okay, castles. c3.
So isn't it converting like e4, like modern, like e4 g6 is called a
Yeah,
modern system,
sort
right?
of, yes.
But then if Hari gets that modern system, is it not better for white slightly?
Yeah, slightly better, but I think Anish might have some plans like d5. He would have concretely prepared these stuff.
Yeah.
So, oh, now we have like a very interesting structure. c5 by Anish.
E4 c5. Maybe it's going to get Sicilian, but no, DC has happened.
Some Sicilian like feel, no? But I think black looks quite comfortable, right, Amruta?
Right. Actually, yes. Because the bishop on h4, I'm wondering it has not much role right
Also,
now.
knight h5, g5, just push it away.
Yeah.
And then you can win this bishop on g3. Let's go to also the game of Vidit.
Yeah.
Vidit is playing against David Anton, and in fact, I don't know how Vidit has done against him. Maybe chat can tell us, guys. How is Vidit done against David Anton in the past? I think he has lost once to him, if I'm not mistaken.
Acha, you're asking in the past.
Yeah,
And you think the chat is going to remember? They will check.
they should.
Okay.
So Vidit here played the Tarash. This is our game, Amruta, like our game.
Okay.
Takes, bishop d5, cd, knight. Yo, he played ed. Bishop d6, castles,
So it's a very
castles.
symmetrical structure.
Yeah. The only difference is that white has the bishop on b5, black does not have it on b4. Instead, he has it on d6.
So Sagar, if I'm getting h6 and if that bishop, where will you go with the bishop on g5 after h6? That would be my first question.
First of all, if you play h6 here, I mean, it's white to proof here.
Yeah.
So he went bishop e2. Now if you play h6, and I can take, and you lose
I'm
pawn.
losing a pawn.
So he played here bishop e6. But I was just wondering, what if he had gone bishop e7? Wouldn't it be 100% symmetry then?
Yeah, 100%. Man.
Rugved says, Sagar, by new bookshelf. Yes, a new bookshelf already filled up. Maybe planning to buy another bookshelf later. Comeback King says, having my board exam tomorrow and watching this. Array, Comeback King. That's a great decision. I hope that you do well in your exams tomorrow. Bishop e6 played by Vidit, and already you can sense that white has slightly more free-flowing development because of this pin here.
No, I'm only trying to look at some way where black gets his knight to g4 and there is some pressure on h2. But
Yeah,
कब आएगा ये?
पता नहीं. And Amruta, did you see that here cd4, most of the players would have gone for knight d4 because you not only put pressure here, but also this is an isolated pawn and you are not having an isolated pawn.
Correct.
You can put pressure on it.
Correct.
But this choice
Yeah.
requires more understanding of the depth of the symmetrical structures. It opens up this bishop, you have an extra tempo as being white. So all these things led to David Anton taking this decision, and he has now a very risk-free position.
Yeah, you're right. The understanding about symmetrical positions, normal sense में how it is, oh, it's symmetrical, it's equal. But there are so many subtle things.
Yeah.
Slowly they develop.
And he would have
So,
also studied it, I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Wow, that is interesting. Would you go for ED4 or knight d4?
Now with looking such, it's more and more such games, I've started to realize that this is not a bad idea. But earlier, like even still, I would like to play knight d4 and play against the IQP. But
Right. Now
it's
you'll
not
keep this in mind.
guys, it's very important for us as chess players, and just trying to get Praggnanandhaa on the screen before.
Maybe,
Here he is. So it's very important for us to keep improving our arsenal with new ideas, new concepts, new understandings, and trying to apply it. Because
Yeah.
if we are able to do that, we keep improving as a player.
And when you apply very new ideas, initially they kind of don't work.
Yeah.
So that's why this Saturday Sagar will be taking with the E pawn, and then guys, you have the chance to beat him. Oh God. Aryan Goswami says, "Hi Sagar sir, playing the kit open below 1600 from 26. Any tips?"
Yeah, just play your best. Try to sit at the board for good amount of time because it will be a classical tournament. Don't waste your energy during the tournament in other things. Try to take rest in between the rounds. Eat well, sleep well, and give your 100% on the board.
Yeah, and whatever even happens, if you lose by chance, don't let the next round get affected because of that.
Can you find a good move for black here? Guys, black to play. Can Anish Giri put more
Find it
pressure?
in.
Oh, he finds it.
What? So
What a bit.
quickly?
Such a nice move by Anish Giri, putting pressure here, and also knight g2.
Are you threatening bishop f3 already?
Yeah, of course. I mean, taking here would break your structure.
Yeah, yeah. So right now I need to defend the e2 knight, right? But how do I? Sorry, f3 knight. I mean, I have
Yeah,
to.
if you have to come back, say
Yeah.
suppose here, then I will take your bishop, and now you are in this pin.
Oh, it's irritating. Also, you have double bishop.
Yeah. So I think that Anish Giri is going to put pressure on Harikrishna, and that might be something that Hari might have to contend with because already he's lost one game last round.
True. So Anish is actually playing very original openings, I would say. Like he's somehow converting ऐसे इधर से उधर से getting out of the preparation
Yeah.
without landing in any problems. Wow. Nice style.
Meanwhile, look at what Vidit has done here. Very interesting thing. But these are the kinds of positions which Vidit does not excel in, I think. Amruta, knight e4, slightly worse position with symmetrical structure. We have already seen it in his game with Aronian at the Tata Steel 2022, I think. He was just outplayed from a small disadvantage, and I was commentating with Srinath and Abhijit Gupta, and they were saying how Vidit does not like defending so much. When it comes to defending, he sometimes goes wrong, and this is the kind of position you see. It's symmetrical. White has a small edge because his pieces are better positioned, and also the black king has weakened himself a bit by pushing the pawns.
So maybe David actually made a
It was the Grand Prix.
conscious choice of taking the pawn. I mean, taking with the pawn on d4.
Yes. I
Just
think so.
by understanding the style. Oh.
This is what players at this level do. They not only prepare openings against their opponents, they also look at their games and try to understand what structures are uncomfortable, what kind of decisions they have made which are uncomfortable for them. So that's how it is.
So this light square bishop, if for black is, he's not very happy to keep defending. But with the knight on f5, the d4 is also weak as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true,
Yeah.
Amruta. I can go knight f5, putting pressure here.
But then you will take on c6. And then bc6 ko, you can go knight a4. And then the c6 pawn.
But then queen f6, putting pressure here. It is not so simple. Not so simple. So let's see. I think knight f5, what you suggested, is the best move.
I mean, it's very natural. How do you defend the d4 pawn if not?
Maybe bishop g4. And then
What if I take on d4? Oh, it's a bad idea.
I'll take. You have to take here. And then I take. And then you take. And then I take.
King is just
And then
weak.
this is hanging. This is coming here. This is coming.
Get it.
So that's a lost position. But it is possible to maybe take with the other knight here. When it's not so simple how white will continue here.
Maybe bishop f. No, that doesn't make sense. But whenever you move your d4 knight, the d5 pawn is going to be slightly weak.
Yeah, that's
after
true.
bishop f5, bishop f.
You can also put
But
queen
it's not
d3.
easy. You're
Amruta.
right, Sagar. It's not.
So
very
queen
easy.
d3 is like let's say there are two soulmates. Yes,
Two soulmates.
two soulmates.
Hmm.
They
So that is 4, na?
no two soulmates. They both are soulmates of each other,
Okay.
right? And they both are connected to each other. So if you put pressure on the other soulmate, the other soulmate also gets pressurized. On one soulmate, if you put pressure, the other. So same way, these two knights are connected to
Nice.
each other. They are like soulmates. Now the
मुझ पे
queen
pressure आएगा तो तेरे
puts
पे
pressure here. Yeah, because if the knight moves, this guy goes, and if this knight moves, this guy goes. So it's like queen d3 is a very cool move, but very difficult to play.
क्या बात है.
Meanwhile, Magnus Carlsen has a huge
ये क्या
advantage
है? What?
against Nils. Let's have a look
What is
at
this
how that
opening?
happened. E4, C5, C3, Alapin on the board. Magnus goes knight f6. Have you seen this, Amruta? Generally, they take queen d5, or they don't play d5 and play knight f6 directly. Magnus has mixed both these lines, and I think it's the right time for us to go and check out on our chess-based board as to why this move. How many times has it been played? So e4, c5, c3, d5, ed, and if you see queen d5 has been played 54,651 times. Knight f6 has been played only in 800 games.
Oh, is it a new recent one? Like,
And SL Narayanan has been playing it, Amruta. SL Narayanan seems to be
Chigai. No, SL Narayanan playing very recently. But if I have to go to the history, then Little Wood started playing it. Plachetka has played it. Wise has played it. Okay, got it. Yeah.
so.
Aryan Goswami says the d5 knight f6 line was recommended by Daniel King in one of his power play DVDs. Oh, Aryan.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I have seen most of his, but what you say, I haven't. This line I haven't seen much. But Amruta, knight f6.
Which the power play? Which one, if you remember, Aryan? Yeah, knight f6.
I was thinking, what should black do if white plays c4? Does anyone
Then
in the chat have an idea?
I have an idea.
Okay. Guys, black to play. Not B5 Anish Giri fan page. Something simpler. Yes. Niyant Raichura, Kunal Gupta, Ashok Chess, Amruta Mokal. Archit. E6. Akshay Natu is in the chat. Akshay, welcome. Akshay Natu got engaged, right? Or
Yeah,
married?
engaged. Congratulations, Akshay.
Yeah, Akshay has been watching chess streams right since the pandemic, but now he's got engaged and much busier in life with
Mun.
Moon. Yeah. So congratulations to Akshay.
थोड़े महीने बाकी है फिर शादी हो जाएगी अक्षय सो एंजॉय दीज few months.
Amruta always keeps saying this, enjoy a few months, as if she's right now suffering. By the way, King G7 by Vidit, Bishop F3, Knight F5, takes, Bishop G4. And as you can see here, the position has cleared up. White has a nagging edge with Rook C1, Knight A4, putting pressure on C6 and so on.
No, but still black can I mean it is a defendable position if you play accurately, right?
Yes.
It's clearly possible. Come in a moment. You want something, Sagar? Are
No.
you okay? You
Yeah, I'm
have
fine.
cold.
No, I'm fine. Let's go to Harikrishna's game against Anish, and as you can see, Harikrishna allowed Anish to double his pawns, which he happily did, and put his bishop on e5. This is known as what, guys? Can anyone tell me? Guys, all those who have been asking for scorecard, well, this is the scorecard here. Anton Guyaro, Ding Liren leading. Indian players, Vidit has 2 draws out of 2, and Pragg and Hari lost 1 game each with 1 draw. It's okay, you can call it as a battery, but it's more like dark square control is what I was looking for the answer, because with this, you know, all the black pieces are controlling dark squares in the position. So rook d2, e6, rook d1, rook d8, and black is just totally better here. Akshay Natu says, I'm right here, Samruta, with you too, and chess left only for a bit. By the way, my engagement cake had king and queen. Thank you for your wishes. Array. So nice that chess elements were a part of your engagement cake. Meanwhile, Vidit Gujarati continues to hold steady in his game against David Anton. I think if Vidit manages to hold here, that would be a good result for him, because already he is slightly worse. The main reason being that white can play around on the dark squares, knight a4 and so on. Let's also look at the game of Praggnanandhaa versus Aryan. Seems like Pragg has managed to outplay Aryan because, okay, till here it seemed all equal. At b8, he wanted to reroute the knight to d7. Okay, knight c4, b5, knight e3 takes, queen takes, e4. So the queen enters here on b6. Rook a6 has been played. Already you can think about taking on f6, because if queen takes, then b7 is hanging, and otherwise you can spoil the structure with bishop f6. Oh, he's taken on f6, queen takes, g takes f6, queen e3. Now, if Praggnanandhaa manages to get his queen here and the knight joining in from h4 to f5, it can get very dangerous. Goes knight g6, okay. How about pushing it away with h4, h5, but also can start with g3 so that the knight doesn't jump to f4. Look at this game. Wei Yi has managed to put his rook on d1 and he has pinned everything. There's a pin here, there's a pin here. White is a piece up, but is unable to move at all. So it's not at all simple for Gawain Jones to unravel here. Wei Yi. Maybe can go knight d3, knight takes b2, and so on. Slowly and steadily, Anish Giri making Harikrishna's life tougher. And also, look at Vidit. He's trying for active play. That's what he does really well. He's trying to create play before White manages to start turning the screws with knight a4. And Vidit says, let me first create play, because if he manages to open up the king side with rook h8 and queen h4, he will get play in the position. Let's see if that happens or not. Meanwhile, the question which everyone can ask is, what is Black's advantage here? Because what is he doing? Well, in a way, Anish is saying that if you take here in such a position, I mean, he's taken on d2 last move, but say Black to play, say king g7, and then you play take. So now what happens is that this bishop cannot control the dark squares. So the knight can jump here, here, and Anish would be totally better with these weaknesses in the position. Meanwhile, Anton Guyaro has swung his rook to e3. He wants to bring it to g3 and attack. How will Vidit deal with this? Rook b8. Meanwhile, Praggnanandhaa has also a decisive edge. He has managed to cripple Black's position. And he might go 5. I like how Praggnanandhaa, in spite of the loss, is making a comeback, a very strong comeback here. Magnus is currently 2 draws in this tournament, but he's completely better against. Oops, he was completely better, but now no longer. Yeah. It's just completely better, but b6 was not the best move. Here there was a very nice move for black. Can you guys find it? Black to play. Beautiful move. Yes, Soumya Agarwal, well done. Very quick there. Soumya Agarwal, congratulations. Siddharth Meena, Priyanka Maheshwari, RVG. Look at this move. Bishop h3. The idea, and this very famous concept, the idea is to take on f3 because of this being pinned. And if you take here, then queen takes f3 is just over for black, for white. White is just lost. So let's see what happens here. But actually he didn't play it. He played b6. And then slowly and steadily black has made a comeback. White has made a comeback in this game. And welcome back, Amruta. Talking of comebacks, Magnus was huge advantage out of the opening.
But here it is.
Now his opponent is back.
Wow.
Back into business.
The knight on c2 is jumping to e3 and yeah, exactly. Queen c6. You don't want to exchange the queens when the king is in the center, I would say.
Yeah.
Or, what is the material?
White is 2 points up.
Then you're even okay to exchange the queens if needed. I would like to go knight f5. You take, I take, then I have a passer. But knight f5 will only land g6. And then my knight will have to go back. You may get bishop g7 quick development. So maybe it's not a very good idea. Okay.
Let's see what Nils comes up with. But it's clear that he's better.
But the evaluation bar is saying white is only slightly better. In spite of being 2 pawns up. Wow. I think because black has double bishop as well. And white has to also make some arrangement for his rook on h1 to get out.
True. What do you think about this position? Abhimanyu Mishra is black.
Yeah, definitely looks better for black. Oh, no doubt. And knight d2 is not a very good move according to the engines. Wow. So, yeah, right now what do? You can take here on d2, but then this you don't want the development. So maybe just go back with your knight.
Yeah.
Oh, he goes knight d6. More pressure here. In fact, you can't move the knight or the bishop. One of them is tied down. b3 is a consideration to develop this, but unfortunately queen c3 would be strong. Yeah, so b3. Yeah, that is a double attack. White is in a mess in this position for his development.
Really?
Abhimanyu is better, but the question is whether he will be able to convert it, because as we have already seen. Let's see, this is an important game for him. Moving to Harikrishna's game. What's up? Harikrishna is
No, Harikrishna is just winning.
no. Harikrishna is white. It's not.
I mean,
winning.
sorry,
Anish is winning.
Anish is completely winning.
Oh, this knight is so good. So good. This
Yeah.
is like the perfect, like the dream home.
But how will he force an exchange? Because here, I thought Hari would never take it. The moment Anish takes, you take here, and you at least have control of this square.
Yeah, correct. Why will I take?
But he played bishop f4, and forced him to take it.
Exactly. And the pawn structure is also bad. So, okay, maybe nothing immediate is happening, but already everything is on the light square. Do you prefer pawns on light square when you have the same colored bishop, or
Dark
with
square.
bishop against knight? Dark squares, right? Okay, so the point is queen d2. How to progress? What is the plan? That is the question. Doesn't seem very difficult though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Anish will win this, yeah? Slowly he will improve his king position, he'll improve his queen position, then I think at some point he may have to consider getting, trying for b5, b4. Okay, there has to be some pressure on h3. Okay, there is some work to do for Anish, but he will do it. अपन क्यों उसका काम करें? No, we'll come back to this. Where is Praggnanandhaa's game? Can I have a look at it? Oh, Praggnanandhaa is clearly winning against Aryan Tari, and here it's bishop versus knight. Sagar.
Yeah.
Say, and the pawn structure is also double, like it's absolute ulta. Very interesting. But white is better. Why? Because of because this knight actually doesn't have any good squares. This is control. This is control. You cannot go here. Oh my. Nice. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So the bishop dominates the knight. And h6 another important move, because in future black doesn't get any such chances. So h6, I would consider rook c7 because I want to go knight d7. But then for rook c7, whether queen d8 is a consideration? That would be the question. So let's say rook c7. Should white play queen d8? I will consider queen d8, and this endgame should be clearly winning because look at the knight.
Yeah.
In prison forever. तुम पिछले 100 सेकंड से सिर्फ या बोल रहे हो.
अच्छा.
तो आपके मुंह से कोई और शब्द आएगा बाहर तो अच्छा है.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, by the way, Vidit after rook e3 has gone for the move rook b8, b3, and now found an active way to solve his problems with c5. And if you were to take here, then we know that black wins. By what? Let's ask.
अब मुझे क्यों पूछा फिर? d4. Okay.
d4 pawn fork, and you win material because even if you go knight d5, there is d takes e3 attacking the queen. So c5 take on a d5 was played. Queen takes, queen c3, rook d8, 4. And it seems like
Can you go queen d1 check and king h?
No,
Oh,
it's
sorry.
finished.
क्या कर रही है? Okay, very sorry.
So
Yeah, just
Vidit
take.
has 3 minutes. Amruta Anton also has 3 minutes. And now c pawn is weak. I don't think Vidit will try to defend it.
Why not?
Instead,
You
let's
want to go active, yeah? Rook
Yeah.
d2.
Check, king h2 and rook d2. Always
rook
good
d2
technique.
because-
So if he takes on c5, you get a2.
Yeah, this should be equal. So he has managed to equalize this. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I
That's
think
nice.
with that active move c5 is a good one by Vidit. At g4, at g4. Sagar bhai, you should reply to Amruta ji as मैं नहीं महताज किसी भाषा का, तेरे नैन पढ़ लिए, इससे ज्यादा क्या चाहिए. वाह.
वेरी नाइस निखिल रोशन जी, बट इसका नेम पढ़ने का कोई ये नहीं था, वो सामने देख रहा था. बट गुड डिफेंस, या गुड प्रैक्टिकल डिफेंस. या दिस इज इक्वल.
So let's go to Anish versus Harikrishna.
Yeah, I want to see the technique which Anish uses, like how he's going to use the slow poisoning here.
Yeah.
That would be very interesting.
Let's join 2 minutes.
Yes, definitely. So you can see black's position, everything is on dark squares almost. Oh, and I like that the king on e7 is going to do a good job of stopping the queen from coming anywhere. So the queen literally on such a open d file has only two places to go, queen d2 and queen d1. Finally it says, "Arey yaar, मैं क्या करूँ show off से?" She's gone to a1, and well, in fact, I think the bishop versus knight endgame, if the queens get exchanged, but this king is closer, may be also better for black. First thing has happened, the queen, black queen is now in control of the d file. Anish is playing very fast, queen d7. You can see subtly in future there would be e5 as well, a disco, where this king will have to defend h3 pawn and f2 could be attacked. That's one possibility, but he could also intend to go b5 or no. When is he going to intend b5 is a question. Also, because if you play b5, after that, would you really like to go a4, b4 or c4? Guys, this is a question for you. As black, if let's say you get b5, after that, would you like to continue the pawn structure with a4 or b4 or c4? That is my question to you. Okay, white already went king h2. So the e5 ideas are defended right now. 4 minutes for Harikrishna. Let's see what Anish is going to do. Is he going to play b5 at this point or no? Sachin says b4. Shri Ram Chakradev b4. Rudra b4. Kunal a4. Okay, maximum people are going for b4. I think because it just looks comfortable that the pawn is on dark square. That is one of the reasons why you guys would be going for b4. And also if you go a4, the double pawn is exchanged. So that is also something which you may be avoiding. ठीक है. Anish is thinking here. In the meantime, just looking at the Magnus. Oh, Magnus versus Nils. Magnus is won. What? Where did we leave? I mean, it just very quickly. Yeah, he played queen c6, h3 takes. Queens were already exchanged here. And the white king, oh my god, it is so weak. Oh, Magnus completely dominated. And rook c2, this knight is hanging. And I think you can go rook d2, but then there is rook d1, but then there is check, and anyway you will lose the piece. Okay, got it. By the way, a good news incoming. Praggnanandhaa has beaten Aryan Tari. Wow, this was a very good result. So with white, he has managed to beat in a classy style. What about Harikrishna's game? What about Vidit's game? Vidit is playing. He's defending here. Yeah, this is nothing to worry. It's a draw. In fact, he has a rook pawn against the knight. So, in case white tries too hard, then he may come under some trouble. And Abhimanyu is playing against Eric, and he still retained the advantage. It seems like he's going to win this game. Yes, definitely. What about Harikrishna, Hari and Anish? Let's have a look. Let's focus on this game, guys. Let's focus on this game. Anish is down to 1 minute. In fact, he's directly gone a4, not even b5. So that the idea is he's allowing ba4, the exchange of these pawns. The queen has some extra squares now for white queen to worry, like trying to protect the entry points, but I don't think it's possible to. Yeah, the black queen is getting strong. Also, I think c4 idea in the future is going to be possible. Queen d2. This is the one thing which I really like. This king is already acting like a piece in defense, and that it's able to control these the queen's entry. Yeah, king h2. Ah, look, Anish has offered the queen exchange. So the thing which he did was, after getting this exchange, the a4 pawn with b3, this queen exchange would help the king to get entry to this points, I think, in some way. Faster, yeah? So he would have got b5, c4. Maybe it was a long journey, like king b6. I don't know. Sounds interesting. Queen d6. So Hari is kind of choosing the defense technique, keeping his king on h2 and g1 alternately. Right now, if you see, queen d6 was threatening a solid disco. If you guys are alert and are still awake at 12:15, please do let me know what was black's idea. Please do let me know in the chat what was black's idea. And we have another result. Vidit has drawn the game. That's what everyone's saying. Yeah, yeah, people are awake. Sankalp, Ankit, Ashik, Aryan, Ayush, Aman, Saurav. So there was 92 check or 93 check, and white would have lost the queen. So king g1, he played king f6, queen e1, king g7, queen c1. Don't tell me there is no plan for Anish. He's still a little bit confused. Oops, let me just remove Praggnanandhaa and Aryan and Vidit. And yeah, there we have Hari versus Anish. b5, guys. What happens for bishop takes b5? Okay, of course, bishop b5. There was knight h3, and very favorable for black. So white, Hari did not take there, and now it's getting more simplified. Anish has got b4. What do? Do you take on b4? Then c takes b4, c takes b4, and eventually the pawn is going to reach b3. There's going to be a pressure on the b2 point. That would be his idea. So I want to see whether Hari is going to take on b4 or just keep moving his queen. Yeah, if he takes on b5, knight h3, right, Sachin? Ashi says VD has shown quite improvement in rapid format, hoping that Hari strikes at crucial moment in Olympiad. Okay. Hari has not taken the pawn. He's just going queen c1, queen e1, whereas Anish went for b3 here. b3 was not necessary. He could have still waited a little bit longer by improving his maybe king position, trying to maneuver his queen in some way. But he went b3. That was a committal decision. Queen e1, c4. You still can't take on c4 because of knight h3 all the time. That is clearly better for black. That's all. Imagine like bishop takes c4, knight takes h3, king g2, knight f4, king g1, king f6, and even if you're losing another pawn here, yeah, maybe firstly you are also going to get it back. Queen b6, and if I try to go anything like queen b3 or something, it is a blunder because of, guys, it's a blunder because of, can you tell me the finish here by black? No, over here if you play knight e2, then I will just take on e2, and after queen b3 it's a queen endgame. So yeah, it's not winning. But yes, Shamik Vidyarthi, Sachin Ranade, Saurabh Jagtap, Ashik, Ajanta, Nikunj. Yes, knight h3 would lead to a finish, because let's say if you go here, there is queen f2 mate. If let's say if you go king h2, there is this mate over here. And even if you go king h1, of course, anyway there is knight. So going back to the game, he played king h1. Knight f4 check. Oops, sorry. Did he play bishop c4? He played c4, bishop c4. Oh, he actually played bishop c4. So knight h3 happened here. King g2, knight f4, king h1. Okay, so we were analyzing the same thing, but with the king on g1, he played king h1. That's a good idea to avoid the checks. And Hari played queen c5. Sorry, Anish played queen c5, attacking the bishop. He could have gone bishop b3 and then queen b5. But bishop f1 was what Hari played, trying to defend his king, and king f6. So, equal material. This is the passed pawn right now. We have got at least some imbalance in the pawn structure. Pawn majority, you can see. White's pieces are very, very passive, and that really gives a very good advantage to black. Would you like to exchange the queens or not? That's the question. Guys, do you want to exchange the queens? Anish decided faster than you. Of course not. You don't want to allow this pawn to kick away the knight, because this is the hero of this game, yeah? Knight on f4. No, no, no. Nikunj, you don't want to have that pawn on e3 attacking, taking away the square. So no, the right answer is you don't want to exchange. Now queen d6. The idea is queen d1. And this bishop is going to be in trouble. So how do you stop it? Maybe queen d4. Is queen d4 good for white or black? Queen d4 is, I think, is Hari getting a chance to equalize with queen d4? Queen d6 was not a very good idea because of this move, yeah? So what Anish actually had to play was very subtle, queen c8 or queen f8, because let's say if he goes something like even queen a5 also is possible. But queen d6, for this reason of queen d4, is not the best idea. And we have to see if Hari is going to play that. No, Hari didn't play that. Why did Hari not play that? he had got a very good chance to play queen d4 because you cannot take here. Anyway, let's go to the game because it's going in time pressure. King g1, e5 was played by Anish, stopping queen d4 finally. Bishop c4, queen d1 check now, king h2, but the black queen has entered and then it goes to c2, which the bar doesn't like, but again we don't know why. Maybe there is a perpetual or something. Queen a7. Oh, there you are. Look at the f7 point, guys. That is weak. 96 was forced to be played and now it's a queen endgame. Oh my god, it's a queen endgame. It's gotten really tough because there is going to be a perpetual, I think. Queen, you need to give a check on f8. So anything like queen 8, b8 should work, I believe. Yeah, queen b8 also should work, but queen c5 with Anish is not happy, as you can already see. If the king goes here, then there is check. I can't believe positionally it was so good for black, and wow, Hari has defended this. It is amazing, guys. In fact, can you even imagine that the queen came to c2? It looked so good. And suddenly, from nowhere, there was a weak point which was found. Wait, am I missing? Yeah, there is this check, 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 perpetual. Ah, look at that. It's a draw. It's a draw. This was super unexpected. Gonna take away the cameras now. Yeah, guys, so what do you think of this game? Chess for Fun says Hari endgame god for a good reason. Sachin says narrow escape by endgame master. Don Bosco says wonderful defense by Hari. Exactly, guys. Did you see one thing here? Did you observe this thing where Hari was so alert for spotting this weakness? That one chance. Okay, if we have to go back to this point, let's just say queen d6 was played. We should come back here to analyze what were the better options. But if you just look at this point, king g1, where Anish played e5. After e5, what happened was this diagonal, which the bishop was always ready to jump onto, had this pawn on f7, which I think Hari was very quick to spot. Until now, it was just not happening. So this transition, this change was spotted by Hari faster than by Anish. We can say that. King h2, queen c2. And looking at the position, it just seems that, oh, black has almost done it. Yeah, if I didn't show you the bar, you would not even know that. But here queen a7 out of nowhere, and you cannot defend this. It's a one move mate. Not even, it's like you're not even losing a pawn. It's a one move mate. Forced knight e6 had to be played. Takes, king g2. Okay, one more question was over here. Oh, sorry. What queen f2? Queen is on a7. Takes, king g2 he played because he wants to. I mean, it's an improving move and he wants to give a perpetual. The point is you cannot avoid the perpetual. There is no way to avoid the perpetual. You go here, there is check. You go here, then anyway there is takes, and then again there is perpetual. Wow, so black really has no time to push this pawn. That's how it ended in a draw. One more variation which I was looking at, we were looking at queen d6. Instead of king g1, Hari had queen d4. Now the point is, if queen d4, then c takes d4, and this position with the central pawns is still maybe slight initiative for black, but it's definitely equal, maybe holdable, we can say that. And it would be complicated. I can't say that this would have ended in a draw, but very high chances. So this was a possibility. He didn't play queen d4. And for queen d4, if Anish would have gone king e7, then what white had was, okay, first of all, there was a check and king f6 ko queen d4 check. This is what he had. He could also consider something like king e7 ko e5. So these were the ideas which were actually equalizing for Hari. So queen d6 was such a natural move, trying to come to d1, but it was not the best move. How do you understand that with so less seconds on hand? What should have been played? Come on, queen f8. I mean, that's such a engine like move. You can't play this move, queen f8. Maybe queen c8. Yeah, that's at least a little bit possible, because in future again you have these ideas on h3 square. By the way, Karthik, who is the member for 16 months. Wow, 16 months. That's huge, Karthik. He says Hari didn't hurry. And that did the trick. Hari OP. Nice one. Hari didn't hurry. Dynamic chess says, but black is not forced to take just king e7 maybe. Yeah, king e7, queen a7 check. We were just checking. How about queen d7 instead of queen c2? That's another question. Let me see. Yeah, so why queen c8? That is a first. Let us finish this. Queen d4 check. Suppose they did king g6. And now what do? You will, let's say, I'll wait. I'll do nothing. Eventually, black is going queen 8. What do? Should I wait? No. If I go king h1, then after queen a1, it's just lost. Because after king g1, there is knight e2 check. And that's why it's lost. So I'll rather, after queen 8, I'll not go king h1. I'll rather stop your queen a1. If I can, then why not? How do you progress in this position? Oh, it's not easy. There is no good progress, yeah. So actually, if I have to look at it, maybe even the computer doesn't understand that it's not going to be easy to use this advantage with the pawn, with the extra pawn, because what happens is the white king becomes a very active defender for this pawn. So was it even winning for Anish? What an interesting game. I would say, people, whoever you're watching, if you're very serious, you should definitely try to analyze the game well to find the plan for black, because certain things look superficially easy, but I don't think it was really easy. It was more like a fortress, yeah? It was more like a fortress. Not easy to break through. Oh, I love the game. Yeah, standings. Let's look at the standings very quickly. Okay, so we have how many people on 3 points? Many people on 3 points. Am I missing something? Oops, no, on 7 points. How can so many people be on 3 points? Or is it the 7 points which I have to consider? Am I blundering something? I'm not understanding. सबका 3 पॉइंट हो नहीं सकता ना?
क्यों?
सबका 3 पॉइंट, 16 लोगों का 3 पॉइंट
नहीं, 7.
अच्छा, राउंड 3. Oh, Sagar, do you know Anish drew the game with Hari? But it was really so interesting that Now looking back at the game,
Hmm.
I am not sure if Anish was winning. It was more like a fortress.
Wow. And
I mean,
Pragg
I mean,
won.
I mean, there would be a plan, yeah, but it would be super difficult. It was a beautiful position to analyze how to convert.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. पॉइंट्स इन द लास्ट कॉलम आ गए इसके लिए ठीक है सो एंटन डेविड डिंग एंड वेई दे आर ऑल ऑन 7 points both the Chinese players on second and third place है Sagar right now Anish and Magnus both on 5 points by the way Magnus beat Niels and Praggnanandhaa, Sam Shanklin and Eric Hansen on 4 points oh Abhimanyu was able to beat yeah Abhimanyu was able to beat Eric Hansen I think right now Mamedaro and Vidit also on 3 points. Okay, that's games have started. So let's start 3 for win. Yeah, I didn't know this. There are right now. Okay. 3 points they are putting. Is it the first time or what?
No, I think it's there since before. It's Ding Liren versus Vidit Gujarati.
Bhagat Makhijani asked Magnus the favorite for the tournament. Magnus is always the favorite. Ding Liren versus Vidit Gujarati. Okay.
Yeah, let's just quickly get this on the screen.
Yes. Need my help, let me know.
Uh,
There's a glitch. Srijan Sabharwal says Ding is dangerous, but Vidit has a good record against him.
yeah, Vidit has done really well against Ding Liren in the past. Even at the Chess Super League, he was doing very well against him. So Vidit with the white pieces, Amruta has gone for this very topical line in the Nimzo Indian with Queen C2, E4.
D5.
Well, generally he goes A3 and then plays this position, but he went
It's a
here.
sharp line, no?
Yeah.
E5, 94, exactly.
And now the E5 pawn under pressure. So goes bishop F4, queen comes G3, queen H5, castles, and now G5 is an important move by Ding Liren. Of course, Ding knows his opening here. G5 has to be played, but he's taking his time. He's thinking here.
Oh, what if he doesn't know G5? Then are you saying that it's good for
No, I
white?
think Amruta G5 he would know. Yeah, takes, and now G5. And now bishop
E3.
E3 maybe, yeah.
But a bishop on E3 would later, if knight E5, knight G4, it doesn't matter, yeah, should be okay.
Takes on D5, yeah.
Oh, GF4? What? Ah, bishop E4. Oh, this is still opening.
Yeah, it's all theory, Amruta. I think Pragg versus Pragg versus Jordan had gone this way. I think it was this.
Ah, did Pragg play G4?
Jordan.
Acha. Ah, yeah. Kind of remember.
So, but also other move is he goes bishop E3. So Vidit brings his bishop back.
Sachin says Wei Yi played f3 against the legendary Kramnik game.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. F3. Here again he plays it just at the time when you said about a F3, but what Sachin was saying is about this position here instead of queen
Samish.
c2 f3, and this he had played, but now f3. And what Vidit wants to do is that after knight d3, queen d3, white is slightly better, Amruta, because although black is a pawn up, now the f5 square is slightly weak.
This is I think something what Vidit likes, such positions.
Yeah.
Like he has this slight advantages which are very positional in nature. Opponent has some dynamic possibilities, and somehow he's able to play very steadily.
But this has not happened because
What did he play
after
then?
f3 we were discussing about knight d3,
Yeah,
queen
he didn't
d3
play knight
position,
d3.
even knight c5.
Okay, so he's not going for
Now
simple
bishop
position.
f5. Knight e6 has been played. Amruta, now maybe Vidit might start with g4.
Yeah, I was considering g4, but the only thing I thought is f4, giving up on the f4 square so soon. Can we be sure about it or no?
Yeah, but you have your bishop here, and then later you can also hope for f4.
Okay,
So I think that seems like a good idea here.
nice.
Already Vidit seems to be putting pressure on Ding Liren, although Ding is having all his time on the clock. Should we also look at another game, Amruta?
Sure.
Uh,
Praggnanandhaa's game, let's look at Praggnanandhaa Hari. Karthik asks, are these top class players under some pressure to not reveal their candidates' preparation while playing this rapid tournament? Oh,
who are the candidates playing here?
Ding.
Ding. I think Ding is the only one from the candidates who's playing here.
Yeah.
Praggnanandhaa is taking on.
Danish asks, what's with Ding? Is he not feeling well? I don't
It's
know,
the
but in
same-
China, anyway, the time control
Yeah, the
is
same
also-
thing which happens in every.
And especially I think the first day is the toughest, yeah, because it is like a transition. Praggnanandhaa has improved his camera quality and all.
Yeah, he's bought everything new, Amrita. So there you have it. Pragg takes on Nils Grandelius, Amrita, and once again we had the Sicilian
Alapin. Oh, this time Praggnanandhaa took queen takes d5, d4, knight f6, knight f3, knight c6. This is all theory. Knight e3, e6, knight b5. Guys, what is the idea? Are you awake?
Yeah, knight c7 was a big threat here, Amrita. So therefore queen d8.
Queen d8, dc5, bishop c5, queen takes, king takes. Yeah, and we are at this position currently. The king is in the center. Sagar, you have played Alapin for d5 only, right?
Yeah.
What is your understanding?
No,
of
I
this?
feel like if bishop f4, this might be the only way to put pressure, because now you are threatening knight c7. You want to maybe long castle or get rook
Right.
d1. So I think that something like king e7 you might think of, but then b4, and the bishop has to give up the control of the d6 square. So here you might have to play like very precisely with knight e4, taking control of this square, and if long castle with a check, then bishop d7 with
My
a6
God.
coming up. So it's not going to be easy.
No,
Amruta?
basically this is a lot about you have to be well prepared, because otherwise too many things you can miss. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't like that king in the center. It's super pathetic. Okay,
Also, let's
now
look at what Harikrishna is doing. Hari is taking on uh, Aryan Tari,
okay.
and position
Looks
wise, it
like
seems like white is slightly better, Amruta, but black should be able to hold this. Actually, Hari has not been able to get positions which are to his liking, right, Amruta? Just those risk-free edges and
yeah, I
stuff
mean
like that.
he's more into defending quite a lot. Though he has defended some amazing games, but you're right. It's not like he's not getting something where he can actually convert and that
Yeah.
initiative slowly.
Meanwhile, Amruta, as we were talking with its position,
Wow, this is getting
look,
really interesting, this
yeah,
game. Yeah, let's
96.
look at it.
He played rook e1, takes, bishop takes, knight c6, and now bishop f6.
Okay, so just looking at the position, somehow you feel more comfortable as white,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. What about queen h6 attacking your bishop on here?
F6, right? Where do I go? Wherever I go, your knight, you're going to take it. So maybe takes, but queen f6, bishop b7, right? Queen f6 ko bishop b7 would be a problem.
No, actually not, because after takes, bishop b7 and rook a e8 or rook a d8.
Yeah. Ah,
This is
c6 is
defending.
defended.
So I think black should be able to be equal.
But if I don't give, like I gave back a pawn, right? That's why. If I don't give the pawn, I try to be a pawn up and take rook takes c8. You are going to go queen f5, kya?
Yeah, that seems like the plan.
And then you have good compensation or no?
No, queen g6, and at this point it seems like black is around equal. Queens get traded, and what we are talking is happening, Amruta. He has taken on c8. So now if queen f6, there is bishop b7. If rook c8, there is queen f5.
I think Ding will take on f6. He would not want that bishop there on the diagonal.
Yeah. Let's see how it continues, Amruta. I think he has yet to play. Ding is thinking.
Ding is thinking, okay. Let's see.
Let's go to Gawain Jones versus Anish. Anish, did he win last game, Amruta?
Harikrishna,
Yeah.
he drew, no? That's what I said. It was like a fortress, and it was Hari really spotted that one thing so well. That out of the whole thing which happened in the last game, you just know the position. The weakness which Hari caught was the f7 pawn, Sagar.
Ah, okay.
Got it? That all changed the game. Okay, so knight g5. So this position is, everything is equal. If the knights get exchanged, it's the opposite colored bishop. I think at some point, if he goes c5, then again it will be a equal like thing. The dark squares are a little weak. So I think Anish will have slight initiative because of these dark square weaknesses. Yeah, so he's comfortable. Let's go to
Pragg.
Praggnanandhaa's game. Once.
So
Yeah,
we were
he's very
talking about
comfortable.
here, bishop f4. We were talking about the move knight e4. But instead Pragg went a6, which is also a good move. Because wherever, if you play rook d1 or castles, I'm just going to block with bishop d7.
So you don't have time for b4 right now. So knight d6.
King e7, takes, rook takes. So in this position, although black has given up his bishop pair, now white has the two bishops. Look at black's development. Everything is finished. developing.
So Praggnanandhaa is very comfortable here.
Yeah.
So the point is, if he already gets a comfortable position, then slowly he has to try to see. He can put Niels under pressure to make some mistakes.
Correct.
So that's what we have to see in this game. Whereas going back to Vidit's game, because he did not take on f6, which I had predicted. He took on c8, queen f5 was played, and now queen g6.
Yes, Amruta.
Challenging.
Do you think that Vidit might find this move g4 here? Because if you think about this position,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, even if he finds.
you have doubled the pawns, but now g5 is hanging, and if you try to save it with h6, then after king f2, with the idea of h4, it seems
Deadly
like
attack,
yeah, this bishop cannot be moved. This pawn only helps white. So in spite of each and every pawn being either doubled
No
or
integrity
isolated,
of the pawns.
white is better because the black king is weak, and after h4 takes rook h1 with the idea of rook h8 is a very important one.
Nice. And look at that c6 knight. It can't go to e7, e5, d4, b4. So g4 खेला तो there is a good initiative. g4 नहीं
Yeah, but
खेला
g4
तो
might be quite tough, no, Amruta, for a human being to play, because on one hand you can just take on g5.
yeah. What happens for queen g5? Can you tell me? Actually,
So what happened in the game, and after takes and f6, black is fighting back now, because now king comes in, rooks are traded, it's equal.
शिवशोम से सागर सर वीडी का फेमस बॉटल है क्या वो?
Exactly.
है ना, नासिक गए थे और चुरा के लाया.
Can't do it like him, but Amruta, Magnus is playing against his second,
Oh, yeah.
Jordan.
नहीं.
Who? Yon Forest. What? So there we have Magnus versus Yon Forest. And Amruta is attacking here and here.
मैग्नस का किचन तो मस्त दिख रहा है यार.
It's one of those backgrounds which you have, virtual backgrounds, but in his case, it's a real one.
It's a real one, na?
Yeah. So what happened was, Amruta, after bishop g5, bishop e6, takes e3, bishop b5, h6 was maybe inaccurate. You know, he should have gone back with the bishop and broken the pin, but h6 allowed this one. Queen b2, c7.
बाप रे. Really?
Yeah, you have
The
to.
king is just in the center. No, why would he allow that? Yeah. Then to Magnus would be crushing, no? Already?
Yeah, takes, king d6, and now he took here fe to check, take, just winning, because now there's no mate. It's handled by bishop f1, king d6. Yeah, Magnus just winning.
2 pieces.
And meanwhile, Praggnanandhaa also slightly worse against Nils, because Nils has the bishop pair here, and that means a lot. Also with b4, slowly he can start pushing on the queen side.
But do you think the rook on d5 can swing at some point and put pressure maybe on rook a5. Kuch to, I don't know what.
Yeah.
But doesn't look so bad or anything. It's not easy. ये किसका गेम है?
Vidit,
Vidit.
after queen g5, bishop g5, f6, rook here. I think once again draw. And also Vidit has been very solid today. 4 draws. If
But-
this also ends in a draw.
But Sagar, what if I am able to get my pawn on h6? I am able to get my rooks on doubled on too dreamy, huh? Too much of a fantasy. Okay.
Yeah, I think what black will do is get his king to e7, king to f7, and then offer trade of rooks.
ठीक है. So not much possible. अनिकेत राणे says Magnus भाई लाइट बंद करो किचन का.
Nice one.
पार्थ सक्सेना रिप्लाइज टू हिम, वर्ल्ड चैंपियन का किचन है भाई. इसी किचन में सबके दिमाग को खिचड़ी बना दे. Sachin says two greatest players, Magnus versus Vishy, played their seconds today. Radoslav and Wojtaszek.
Yeah. Van Forest versus Magnus
Sorry,
and Vidit
Radoslav
versus Vishy versus Wojtaszek.
Yeah. Oh, good observation.
Look at Harikrishna's game, Amruta. Harikrishna has managed to develop all his pieces, centralize them. Meanwhile, Aryan Tari has pushed his pawn to h5, somehow putting pressure on these pawns. I still prefer white somewhat, but
Yeah, because of the मतलब ये somehow ऐसा weakness लग रहा है क्योंकि this cannot really be pushed as you said, and the rook I like the rook swings overall. So oh, even rook d1.
yeah. Why? What happened?
No, I mean you've doubled the rook here, but what exactly are you planning to do? Because you can't move your knight to a good square. So b3 right now there is a direct threat. Knight b3. Yeah? I was thinking bishop c8. Oh,
Or
bishop
knight
c8.
f5, Amruta.
Is it a good idea? Yeah. Yeah, knight f5 is also good.
a4.
Or e4 directly was also good. Okay, the games are. What about Anish versus Gavin for a moment, if you can show that? Oh, Anish is attacking. Baapre, look at his king. It's so weak. Like, for a moment, just forget about the knight on g5.
Yeah, that knight is the one which is putting things together, keeping things together. But you know, here knight f3 check would allow white quite an easy equality after, let's say, king f2, or I can take queen takes and rook e1. But instead, it's important to keep the knights on the board with knight d7. Let's see if Gavin Jones is able to do that, to keep the knights on the board, to put the pressure on his esteemed opponent. Dingleren versus Magnus. Also, let's see if Dingleren versus Vidit. Let's see if Vidit is able to hold this slight, very small disadvantage, Amruta. This d5, there is pressure.
d4.
Oh, d4.
Kind of simplification.
Yeah, but now not to take, right, Amruta? Because if you take, f3 is under pressure and c2, the rook is coming in. So maybe Vidit should keep the rook like rook b2.
Or rook c2. Do you want to pin?
Yeah, also possible. Why not? Let's see if Vidit is able to play that move. That would be a nice move there. Also, let's quickly check the game of Anish Giri. His opponent did not even move the knight, Amruta. Played h6, fe, de, and now it seems like Anish should be having a fine position after queen f2, hg, bishop takes g5. White is the one who's trying to push a bit. See this, Amruta. It's a very interesting thing that although this king is open, it might be in less of a danger than this king which has clothes. Because then my queen comes and mates him while there is no coordination from black sources,
Oh, nice.
black pieces. So
That's true.
yeah, queen f2 has been played. So Anish Giri might be able to beat Gawain Jones. I think Gawain's decision of taking de5 was a wrong one here. And also this entire idea with h6, instead of that, if he had just moved his knight back, he might have got a really big advantage. Rook b1 played by Vidit Gujarati, just moving his rook away from that file, putting pressure here. Because if you play rook d2, there is an intermediate rook takes b7 check. Harikrishna meanwhile is under pressure by Aryan Tari. White is putting pressure here, but let's see if Harikrishna is able to wriggle out of it. He pushes the pawn here. Aryan has pushed the pawn. Juggernaut says AG has been so good in classical this past year or so as well. Yeah, Anish Giri always at the top of his game. Had a lean patch, a little bit of a lean patch recently, but seems to be back. And meanwhile, we did reach here. And again, opposite colored bishops on the board. Black has a dark squared bishop. White has a light squared bishop. Pragg, after beating Aryan Tari in the last round, is on 50% with this draw. This might also end in a draw, it seems. Let's see how Praggnanandhaa pushes, because it's in such positions that Magnus Carlsen is able to outwit his opponents. So let's see if Pragg goes 95, and now Nils, if he takes here, then I think he just in a way accepts a draw. But if he plays knight d4, there is still some juice left. Meanwhile, Gawain Jones plays e4. What a tricky guy. He doesn't even take this knight. He says to this knight, where do you want to go? Because you can't move back. I'll take you. You can't go here. You can't go here. You can't. No squares left for the knight. So what about Magnus? Yeah, he's just converting this smoothly. No problems there. King coming in, he'll win this pawns, and one of them will queen. Look at how the knight and the bishop work together in tandem. c4 has been controlled. King is coming in and can attack there. Let's quickly check about Vidit. What is he up to? Dinglish. Vidit seems to have got a nice bit of some pressure here. Very quickly things can change if Dinglish is not careful. But I think he'll just go 97 and offer a trade of rooks. Juggernaut says Mishra in a good position against Mamedyarov. Abhimanyu Mishra. Wow, he has a good position against Mamedyarov. He was already Abhimanyu was clearly better against Ding Lijian, but then managed to, he couldn't win it, lost that game, and now has another chance today to beat one of the best players in the world, Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. The reason why white is better here is because white is a pawn up here, clearly better. Oh, and Vidit, meanwhile, has entered the position. His rook is on c7. He's pinned it this way, attacking this pawn. Maybe. No, you can't take actually on a7 because of rook c1, bishop c1, and rook d1 check. Yes, guys, I have seen what Vishy Anand did today. Simply phenomenal. Whatever he has achieved, 3 out of 3, just too good. Eric Hansen versus Sam Shankland. What do you think, guys? Can Sam win this endgame? It's a theoretical draw, but still 4 versus 3. What's your thought? Draw or white wins? This is a nice one by Sayan Roy, who says Anand won with some vicious attack. Like vicious, but vicious. Draw, a lot of time left. Draw, draw, draw. Yeah, most likely a draw for Eric. And meanwhile, Magnus has managed to win this endgame. Well done, Magnus, scoring his first win today. Or what is it? I think no, he scored already one win against Gawain Jones. Yeah, I think Gawain he beat. So or not Gawain. He beat Nils and Van Forest. So Magnus is now leading the tournament, but other people's games have yet to be completed. Meanwhile, Shakhriyar Mamedyarov is totally losing now because after bishop g3 he took here. Wow. Takes. Take. Rook e1. Queen c2 was also possible. Rook e3. Queen b1. King g2. Rook d1. Well, he's trying to swindle his opponent, but I think Abhimanyu might be able to win this. See if we can get Abhimanyu also on the screen. Not be easy. Abhimanyu Mishra and things. There he is. No, Mamedyarov is playing against Mamedyarov, not Ding. Mamedyarov trying to really. Gizmo girl. Hello, Gizmo girl. Threatening a check here. Bishop e2. Let's see if Abhimanyu manages to keep his nerves. You can see him just moving in front, trying to make sure that he's able to beat his opponent. It's not going to be easy to beat a player like Mamedyarov, but if he manages to do it, that would be great for his confidence. Bishop e2. And Shakhriyar thinking he has 4 minutes 20 seconds. Shakhriyar is trying to find a way to swindle his opponent in the best possible manner. He's losing this pawn. He's losing this pawn. It doesn't look great. Doesn't look great. Meanwhile, Praggnanandhaa versus Nils Grandelius most likely will end in a draw. I don't see any other result coming out of this. By the way, guys, anyone here who is very keen to have a 15-minute session with a grandmaster tomorrow, please write to me at chessbaseindia@gmail.com, because my very good friend Avetik Gregorian, who's the founder of Chess Mood, wrote to me saying that if someone is keen on improving his game, he would talk to that player for 15 minutes on a private Zoom call and then help him. So this might be your chance. 3 people would get selected. So in case if anyone is keen and faces and is in genuine need of help, if they have stagnated, please write to me at chessbaseindia@gmail.com and I would give your mail ID to Avetik, where he can send you a link. So let's go to Vidit's game against Ding Liren. Whoa, what? Vidit is winning. Vidit is winning. How did this happen? Rook c7, a6, everything was looking normal. King f2, h5. Ding is playing a little bit carelessly. He had to exchange the rooks here and then bring his king up to e6, but he plays h5. Now rook b7, excellent move by Vidit. Notice how he moved up with his king, so that after rook c1, bishop c1, there is no check on d1. So the king is on f2, king e8, and now Vidit is thinking he has 2 minutes 25 seconds, 2 minutes 41 seconds for Ding Liren. Vidit can now just simply chop off the pawn on b6. Not only that, he's attacking the pawn on f6 and also the one on a6. Vidit has good amount of time, also is clearly better. You can see him there. He's very calm, focused. Rook e1, not the best move. Rook c2 check. Difficult to see why did Vidit allow this check. He could have. Oh, by the way, after this, Ding Liren is back now. Okay, can take here. No, the point is that maybe what he did not like was that after take in knight d1, it didn't, knight d5 didn't like, but you can take and play this nice little move, rook b8, offering the trade, and then bishop comes here and pawn up. Yeah, because after king g1, rook b7 takes. Black is now 2 pawns down, but Ding Liren is looking to come in and start attacking here. How does Vidit stop it? He has to be careful now. Maybe rook a e6 he has to play, so that rook b2, there is rook takes e7. Meanwhile, Harikrishna around equal against Harikrishna. Vidit goes bishop e3. Has to remain careful now. 2 pawns is a lot of material. Let's say if I go to b2, then bishop d4, check, king f1, and now this is hanging and also this is hanging. Oh, he goes knight to f5. Good move by Ding Lijian. Ding Lijian playing solidly here. Maybe Vidit can go rook a7 and trade one of the rooks. But then after bishop a, rook a7, bishop a7, and rook takes a2. Should be equal. Okay, white will still be a pawn up, but then with all the pawns on one side, knight becomes quite strong. Meanwhile, let's quickly check what's up with Abhimanyu Mishra, because he was winning totally, and oh, the queens have also been traded. I want to wait and see how Abhimanyu reacts after he wins this, because he will be thrilled. I think this might be his biggest win. Also, really, this is something that Champions Chess Tour does amazingly well, is give opportunities to young talents. Look at this rookie 5 attacking here, and here. Rook f6, take this pawn. Oh, rookie 8, mate. Oh, mate! And look at that, Abhimanyu Mishra knows he's got the win. He's so happy. There's a smile on his face, relief. Mamedyarov resigns. The 13-year-old has beaten a world-class opponent, and this is how champions are created. Amazing, amazing. So, good job by Abhimanyu, who's beaten Mamedyarov. Anish, pawn up. And I don't think he might be able to convert this against Gawain Jones. And Vidit is now pressing in this position. He's pawn up, but I don't think it's easy to win this in spite of being a pawn up, because black is very active and white is slightly passive, like, so every pawn trade brings you closer to a draw, because even if you think about it, I exchange these 2 pawns for your 2 pawns, and I exchange your knight for one of the remaining pawns, and it's still a theoretical draw, rook bishop versus rook. Rook c6 by Vidit, and look at Harikrishna. What's wrong with Harikrishna? What did he do? Did he make some mistake? Or oh, Harikrishna winning. Check. King here. Bishop a4. Oh, he's just completely checkmated his opponent. Because king a3, there is bishop a4. And king b2, rook takes b4. He's going to lose a rook. Harikrishna has turned it around. Wow. Harikrishna OP, guys. It seemed like the day wasn't going in Harikrishna's favor, but he somehow managed to beat Aryan here. What happened exactly? After, no, this, I mean, everything was looking pretty normal till this point. Take, yeah, this b4 move turned out to be a massive error. Very bad move, actually. b4, because after take, check, I think this might be the check that was missed, and then Harikrishna finds it. Obviously, check here, king b2, rook takes b4 would be hanging. So Harikrishna there wins. He has such a happy relief there, because he, of all the people, wanted that win the most, because that win can do wonders to his confidence. Meanwhile, Vidit Gujarati fighting on. I like how Vidit is fighting on in all the games. Yeah, but this should be a draw. This should be a draw. Take. I think Vidit will take HG. HG is a calm move. Yeah. FG is a risky move. So Vidit takes HG. Yeah, this is too little material. This should be a draw. What do you think, guys? Viewers one, after this game, I'll give a roundup of what happened today. Maybe king g3 with the idea of bishop b4 and trying to put pressure here. Rook c4, maybe f5 now. It goes 96. Okay, 3. Oh, meanwhile, Anish Giri has managed to create an outside passer from this kind of equalish endgame, and he's beating Gawain Jones. Whoa! Wow. Let's get Anish Giri on the screen. Anish Giri getting the better of Gawain Jones. Wei Yi has played really well. He beat David Anton. And about 5. Yeah, this will be a draw. This also will be a draw. So, ooh, knight h3. Nice move. Nice move. Just takes f2. Guys, we are going to see the Philidor position. He will go rook a6. Draw incoming. And the game is over. Draw by Vidit. He was a pawn up till the end, but great defense by Ding. And let's have a look at the standings now. I think there's only one game in progress. We can also have a look at that game and then move on. I mean, for Anish, it's simple. See, you try to get your king here. Once he gets his king here, the black king has to go and defend the bishop. And then he can create an outside passer here because he will have extra material. And then once there are two passed pawns, it's very difficult to handle. F2 by Anish. Let's see if Anish manages to convert this. I think he should be able to without too many difficulties. Look at his focus there. He's enjoying himself. You know, chess players, guys, they have all their own things that they look forward to in a tournament. Like for Anish, maybe it seems like he's just extra serious today in this event. He might want to just give his best, come what may. That's the attitude that I see in him. Vidit also very similar with that. A5. Now you see this. Just go here. So the king is then c4. This pawns here. Should b1, b5. Let's go. Let's go, Anish. Amit Jain, thank you for your super chat. By the way, Praggnanandhaa drew his game against Nils Grandelius. Bishop f8, clearing the way for the king to go in. King c5, let's go. The only game of this round going on now. King d7, king b6. Yeah, I'll just put up the points table. Yeah, if Anish should win this. So let's have a look at the points table and see who's leading. Wei Yi has 10 points in 4 rounds. Ting Liren has 8 points. Magnus has 8. Anton has 7. Shankland has 7. Abhimanyu 6. Anish will go to 8. So he'll join Ding and Magnus at 8 with his win. And Harikrishna has moved to 5 points. Wow. Also Pragg on 5. Vidit on 4. He has played very solidly, but he has drawn all, while Pragg and Hari won a game each. So they are on 5 points. The scoring system very heavily in favor of players who play for wins rather than just solid chess. No one is on 0. Everyone has got off the mark. Take, as we call this, the pants. See, like if this was the point, then one pant is this way, the other pant is this way. You can't control both of them. Isn't even a6 winning? I mean, yeah, totally winning. Just take and queen. Yeah, b takes a6, king takes a6. He prefers not to create another rook pawn. Now this push here. Oh, Anish wins. B7 has been played, so Anish Giri has won his game. Gawain sips at his water. Uh, and so let's have a look at the renewed standings now. Anish has joined at number 3, joint second position with Magnus and Dinglegen. We have Anton on 7, Shankland on 7, Abhimanyu Mishra scoring 2 losses and 2 wins. What a boy! What a boy there. He has beaten Hansen and Mamedyarov. Whew. Praggnanandhaa 5 points. Pragg managing to beat Aryan Tari. Harikrishna beating also Aryan with 2 draws. Meanwhile, Vidit having a relatively quiet day, but also he faced good opponents. He has an interesting day tomorrow where he might get chance to beat Eric Hansen or Bhimanyu and so on. Tomorrow is a chance. And then the last day is actually filled with the toughest opponents for Vidit, it seems to me, with Anish. Oh, Magnus. No, this third day with Magnus, Anish, and so on. It's going to be not easy. No, I don't think Don Bosco, these were the easiest opponents for Vidit. And guys, so let's end today. And before I end today, let me just play a small ad and then we'll call it a night. Enjoy this ad.
Chessbase 16 is a powerful software where you can save your games and analyze them. You can also create databases and manage them. It's a powerful tool for any serious chess player and is used by all the top grandmasters in the world of chess, be it Carlsen, Anand, or any other tournament player. The best database that works along with Chessbase 16 is Mega Database 2022. The database opens inside of Chessbase and has over 9.2 million games, with over 100,000 of them being analyzed and annotated by top grandmasters across the world. The biggest advantage of this database is that you can search any position and get to know who has played it before with the reference feature. You can also prepare professionally against your next opponent, which will help you to gain precious rating points in your next round. Get the Chessbase 16 and Mega Database now. Link is in the description.
Guys, that was a small ad on Chessbase 16 and Mega Database 2022. It's the first link in the description. If you would like to get it, then please do check it out. Hello Anish, how are you doing? Take care Anish. See you. Bye bye. That's the end of today. I'll see you all tomorrow. I'll also try to wake up soon and make some roundup on Anand's games that he played yesterday. And until then, guys, take care and see you all on day 2 of the Champions Chess Tour. Bye bye.